before and are curious, one thing that I still want to explain is if you, in the first night, you don't get any information, you just point at a person and that will be your reference point for the next one. And then day 2, I will either say, it's the same alignment, not the same alignment. Okay? Yeah, great.
Very clear.
Yes.
Yeah. Excellent.
Great. Okay. Let's get started. Nighttime. Heads down.
Hey. I'm gonna put your fucking heads down. Don't everyone heads down. Don't do the tilt.
Don't do the blitz thing.
Blitz. Chidori maneuver.
What?
He's like, fuck all of you.
Okay, heads down. It's nighttime. I will also write along for the names, so it might take a little bit longer than general. But first, I want every Mafia to raise their heads. Please raise your heads. Acknowledge one another. See who you are. And who is your first kill? Who is your second kill? Mafia, go to bed. It is time for the cop to wake up. Cop, who do you want to have as your reference point? Cop, go to bed. It's time for the medic to wake up. Who do you want to save? Medic goes back to bed. Vigilante, raise your head. Do you want to use your shot tonight? And the vigilante goes back to bed. And it's time for the town to wake up. The town suffered a casualty. It suffered one casualty. Purge, you're dead.
Oh! Well, I can eat breakfast now. Interesting.
Well,
You've got 25 minutes.
What?
You talk really loud. Good.
Or somebody in the production room.
It was Pimp.
Was it Pimp?
I heard it as well. He named a few
Yeah, he named.
That's fine.
that maybe people heard.
if you heard it, then we have to redeal.
I actually heard Rob, K-pop, and Cap.
Why don't we have the music
that
on?
is
I heard.
Why is
I
it
saw
so-
somebody.
this is why music-
That's why you gotta do the music.
Yeah.
Say 3
Really?
times.
No, I was mad. I
to
saved
try.
you, motherfucker.
Who'd you say? You said Charlie?
Yeah.
Good job.
God damn
Hey,
it.
fucking we play Mafia.
I was the cop.
I was the cop. You gotta play.
Officially banned.
Yeah, they would have fucking won.
I heard noise, and I was gonna be like, Slash was rubbing his
I'm
pants.
sorry, I like heard it.
He's being honest. If I collaborate here,
I'm just annoyed that we should have reached it. That would have been fun.
They were-
It was
very
very
like-
Slacks or
What happened?
The conversation, so we did that.
He heard Pimp say who the Mafia were.
Because they were updating the
They were updating the
It's allowed for it to carry from all the way over there to here.
Guys, this is the universe.
No, like, you
Redeal
gotta
until
be
I
above
get
average
bitchy
quality.
again. I can't wait.
It's okay, I fucked it up the first time
I
as
can't
well.
help but just point at him during the night. You heard it, right?
I heard him say,
They forgot to play all music, and you guys gotta be a little quieter.
We didn't say a word.
Someone said something.
I definitely heard from where?
I heard it as well.
I definitely heard Rob K-pop and Cap.
I mean, he was right.
I was right.
So we
So
were
it's not talk in the like fucking there, right?
No, we'll just have a little time. It's fine. Don't fucking talk about the Mafia.
It's okay. It's
No,
okay.
lots of weird stuff.
You're just lucky.
I know that's why you couldn't have heard that why it happened. I definitely
The chance of you being able to name them all immediately.
Yeah.
is slim to none.
I heard
No,
Rob
you're just that good. Oh, I heard it too. And
So
I
he
was
said just like
fuck.
boom, boom, boom.
If I
All
heard
your
it,
faces
someone else
like,
heard it.
oh.
Nobody else heard it?
That's the weird part is that no one heard it but like us.
I was really deep in my own head.
But I knew someone else.
I heard noise to my right, and I was trying to focus on it. It sounded like slacks are wrong.
I'm down for the integrity of the game, so I'm gonna cheat.
Once you're a hero.
Alright, who's gonna fuck it up this time? Anybody else got any bright ideas?
Dibs.
Alright, everybody, let's
go. Not at the ground.
Look at the
Alright,
sky.
you're not looking at the ground.
Oh,
Go
look
to
at the
sleep.
sky.
Go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
It was the drink.
Yeah, dude. Slink it in right there. Don't play
Suck it in right there.
Someone can actually probably turn the music up even more. Shut up. You can't hear it on the stream at all, so.
Alright. Okay, they're being collected this song.
You can do more than that, even.
Okay, it's night time. Everybody asleep. Thank you.
Turn up the music more.
Turn up the music.
The other music.
Giant.
Who's gonna be speaking of
Turn it up.
I know, I like the song too.
Oh, baby. Yeah, turn it up.
Okay.
Get that reverb.
Mafia. Please raise your head. Acknowledge one another. Who is your first kill? Who is your second kill? Mafia, go back to bed. Cop, please raise your head. Who do you want as your reference point? Cop, go back to bed. Medic, raise your head. Who do you want to save tonight? Medic goes back to bed. Vigilante. If you want to use your shot tonight, please tell me who. And the vigilante goes back to bed. And it is time for the town to awaken and to find out who they lost. Captain Blitz, you're both dead.
Oh, whatever, guys. I wanted to get out of my job.
It's Merlini.
Wait.
Looks like you're not joining Dota today.
You got 25 minutes.
Got him.
Yo, if you're gonna talk, like, make sure that you're.
If we have to fucking remake this game again, I'm actually gonna kill with you.
Yeah. Where's the third
Move
one?
in a little bit. At least
On the floor.
Oh, there it is.
Move towards the group if possible. Alright. They'll hold the camera.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Who hates romance?
Alright,
Because they killed.
Oh.
I think those are pretty standard. Like, you don't want to shoot Ken, you don't want to shoot me first because we're very obvious medic saves.
Is
Blitz and,
standards really arrogant?
Blitz and Cap are like, kill yourself.
They're in the pool of like not unusual
Yeah,
kills.
not unusual, but I think they're also very strong players that you want to get rid of, but aren't likely to be safe first night. I don't think there's too much to read into that. I think everybody knows that, so I don't want to talk about that any more than now. Let's see. Stop doing that.
You don't think there's any information in the cap?
Mike?
Okay.
No,
Alright,
I don't
alright.
think so, at least.
Not much. There's also like 3 Mafia, so it's like, one Mafia could have led, told the other two to how to kill or whatever. I think it's.
All right.
I don't think there's too much to read into.
Can I do first impressions?
Sure.
My gut has always been right. Charlie, Town. Nahaz, Mafias. Look at him. He ain't said anything. All he wants to do is talk. Hasn't said a word yet. He always tries to take control of everything. Mafias, Nahaz.
Wait.
You're
actually supposed to claim that you're Mafia first.
Yeah.
Isn't that the
I'm Mafia, and so is Nahaz. Kill him!
Okay, so there were a bunch of people that actually claimed that when you did this yesterday that I froze up.
Yeah, you did.
You kind of did.
What?
All right, so can I just
What
say for the
better
record that I
response was
fucking
there
hate,
than incredulity?
hate Jake already. I hated him last game. I fucking hated him the entire fucking game. He actually won the game for Mafia. Made it super fucking easy to kill him.
I think going and saying that Charlie
And he's doing the
is
same shit
100% Town on the first day is it's such a bad play. Like he's one of the
There is
hardest
no
people to
fucking
read.
way that you green check Charlie
Yeah,
this early in the game.
He's
He's
Town
done
immediately.
nothing
That's
except
not
for
the right play.
Let me explain.
There are certain players that
I've
you
only
never
seen
just
Charlie
are
as
always
Mafia once, and he was extremely he would say things that were not very authoritative. He wouldn't try to spark discussion. He tried to control discussion. It seems like he's trying to spark discussion, not control. Okay, you know what? If you guys are all mad, I'm gonna take it easy. I'm gonna pull an Odie Pixel, sit here and not say a fucking word. I'm Town. I'll see you guys in 30 minutes.
No, it's
What?
I am not angry with you, Slacks. It's just that your reads are actual misinformation.
Well, if I'm bad at reading, that's very nice of you to tell. Now I know that, and I will try to.
It's not that you're bad at reading.
Chat,
He's been waiting to talk for a
Chat,
while.
please spam S-God.
I think it's Charlie. I'm not even joking. I actually think it's Charlie.
Why?
Well, those two kills, only certain people make those two kills, I think. And this time, I'm not Mafia with Charlie, so I legitimately think it's him. This time, I'm not just
Well, you're obviously
I'm
not
gonna formal
Vigi
him.
either.
Huh?
You're
Yeah, I'm not
obviously
Vigi. I'm not Vigi. He'd be dead.
dead.
He'd be dead if I was Vigi. But and I'm disappointed in the card Vigi. Honestly, I thought you would believe. But since he's alive, that means I'm pretty sure he's Mafia with those two kills and me not being Mafia. So I think.
I mean, the last game, even though we didn't go to fruition, the Mafia tried to kill Charlie and it got medic saved. So if he could be Town, and the Mafia just didn't feel like he was worth going after because he might get saved again.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I don't think we can read too much into that.
It would have been a very hold the shaft. It would have been a very poor Mafia play to try and kill Charlie there, absolutely. But what you two, when you two were Mafia last night together, which we won.
Yeah, you did the same shit.
Yeah, that was your play was to go after each other.
Shirt. Let's go. Let's kill him then.
They're wearing the same shirt.
Oh my god.
You know what we should do? See, if you think you think that's too conspicuous, just kill.
If that's your
kill.
reason, that's such a dumb fucking reason. Are you serious? There's so many people here that would kill Blitz and Cap.
I don't think those exact kills. It was pretty fast.
There's like 5 people here that would kill
I
Blitz.
think gamers would kill him, and we're
There's so many people here that would kill Blitz and Cap. Only
That's
one of
just
those
way
people
off.
need to be Mafia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to
something we should
pinpoint
kill.
me.
All right, you're wasting time, Hoppin. Honestly.
You're
actually wasting time.
Are you
You're
actually
actually
no,
wasting time.
100%.
Are you just screwing around right now,
No,
or
no,
do you
I
really
think
think
it's him.
this?
I think it's him.
We can't. He always says that shit first round.
Because fucking Blitz and Cap died?
No. Also, just how you're acting.
How am I acting?
I agree with you.
I
disagree. I think Hoppet has way more shadiness right now than Charlie, by far. Like, yeah, you always go ham in the first round on Charlie, but if you're Mafia, you have to. I agree with Ken. You have to get your shit out before you get suspicious and people kill you. Some fucking reason you guys lived all game last game, which was so frustrating to watch. But I think you're just putting
check
heat
me and
on him.
Charlie and see if we're the same role. Whoever's the cop, I would like.
Well, that's going to take 2 fucking rounds. The cop almost always should come out like after 2 checks because they always die before they get any information out.
That'll take 2 checks. Yeah,
Okay.
they probably checked one of us the first night.
All right, honestly, who here as cop would not check one of these two on the first night?
It's not always good to do that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because those people that die, and then you only get 1 piece of information, even if it's
No. I think checking someone that dies is fine because you know their talent.
I don't always agree.
I mean, I definitely would have checked like Blitz over either of them. I think as cop.
I could also
I think each
Blitz's
for me at least weak
really
town
good.
and really strong Mafia. Those are the ones to be most suspicious.
I actually think the Mafia is Greg and Hoppid because like straight away when we woke up, I looked around the room to see who actually looked at the people that got knocked out, and Greg just like wasn't even looking because he like.
He did that all game last night, though.
Did he? Oh, I did. I've never
Which
played
is
with Greg.
really okay. So.
And then he agrees with Hoppid, and Hoppid already had some suspicion.
This is a problem that I'm having at multiple points in these games is that people are playing differently at this event than when I played with them in the past. Like Greg's actually been a decent player when I played with him in the past, and last night he was just like. And Ken, like that was the worst game of Mafia I've ever seen you play yesterday.
What
like,
you talking about?
The when he won. That was just you were.
Flosh won?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, when Flosh played you guys, like that was just. I mean, you are ordinarily a very good player. You just got onto something.
No, I'm actually not that good as Town.
He's
not.
Is that right?
Yeah.
He's not. He's much better.
But also, I didn't know that you said that thing about Greg. But that is kind of a bandwagon thing.
I mean, I don't know. That doesn't seem like a Greg play to just like for Mafia. That doesn't seem like hopping into Hoppid's like saying that Charlie is Mafia. I don't know if Greg would ever do that.
All right, I'm going to respond to this now, deal with it. I obviously hang out with Charlie a lot, and the way he responded to the first accusation, he did not have like a full statement to back it up, and it seemed like he was very surprised, which is why I'm suspicious of him.
I completely disagree. I think Charlie's the wrong track.
I mean, I'm not saying we should. I'm not saying I want to lynch him. I'm just saying I'm suspicious of him.
Yeah.
My reads have been complete opposite, so I just
your
instinct
okay.
that way.
Is there anything to?
I also don't think Charlie's a good target at all. I think he's been a little more like aggressive in general this game, coming out early, and like I don't know. I think he's reacting a bit differently to pressure. So I definitely don't want to kill Charlie now. He's one of the strongest Town. We can come back to him later, revisit, but you kill off strong Town early, it's bad for your chance of winning the game.
Yeah. I mean, basically.
I think Charlie's just a very easy person to push on because of the game that ended the day yesterday.
I mean, I interpreted what he said more as like, let's just not waste time arguing about who got eliminated and try to focus on reads. I think we're reading too far into a simple conversation.
I don't think it's necessarily that strong of a Town comment. I don't think Charlie is reading that hard as Mafia, but Charlie does tend to make like definite statements when he's Mafia to try to get the Town away from something that he wants to get them away from.
Like, what do you?
So I don't think it's
what do you mean?
like when him and Ken were both Mafia, he made a lot of like very strong like we don't need to talk like trying to say like we can't read too much into this or we can't make this assessment here because that's too strong. We need to go in the other direction. He does that a lot when he's Mafia.
But that's
I don't
always
think he's
Charlie.
Mafia, but I don't think that statement clears it.
That's always Charlie though. Charlie dictates the flow of the
Can
conversation.
we talk about someone else? Like,
Yeah, let's please.
Like Rob hasn't said a word this game. Owen's
Courage,
always quiet.
I think you had more to that point.
I honestly think we kill Hoppid. The way that he backed off after he went really aggressive at the start felt very timid to me, and normally he would have been way more argumentative.
Yeah.
I feel like he really overstepped his bounds, and that we need to kill him. That's my super read right now.
So
I also think Hoppid's generally kind of bad for Town. He's very chaotic as a player, and he's like a good person to keep around if you're Mafia.
He's good for stirring the pot, but his reads are like 50-50. He's very often wrong more than he is right, and I think it's bad for Town in some ways to keep Hoppid alive, even if he is Town.
Look, I think it's ridiculous that you would want to vote someone off that's Town just because they might, like, if you want me to fucking be quiet and say nothing, then I'll do that. But, like, honestly, it's actually so dumb to vote off someone that's Town because this is, like, kill power night. Like,
can we force some of the quiet people to talk, like, early in the game? Get
why would
Owen
you
out
do
there.
that? Like, that makes
Get
no
Rob
sense.
out there.
Here you go, Mott.
You're wrong.
Talk twice.
No, you're quiet.
I don't fucking listen.
You're not going to let go of it the whole game, and you're just going to be wrong.
I let go of things, don't worry.
Ladies first.
So anyway, so the other topic of Charlie and Ken, I think obviously I've made a lot of very bad plays as Town, but one of the good plays I did make the other day was noting at the start that Charlie and Ken have got something going. This game I don't think they've both got something going. I think Ken is definitely the more suspicious. I don't think Charlie is Mafia at all. He's not playing the same way that he did when he was Mafia before. He's not trying to get anyone on his side. We're not seeing him firing accusations but then kind of toning them down as if to make people go, oh, yeah, okay, Charlie's being nice, we'll keep him in the game. Ken, he's playing a little bit weird. I don't get the whole thing. Yeah, again, I think Greg's a little bit suspicious along with Ken. The fact that he did kind of bandwagon on a little bit too easily. Ken just made a kind of a comment back and Greg was straight in there with like, yeah, I agree. Which I think, he kind of, you quietened down after that, Greg. But it seemed like a bit of a slip of the tongue where Greg kind of made a jump a little bit too hastily.
Okay, if anyone knows me, I'm not like a bandwagon-y person. I genuinely thought he was suspicious. I think Ken brought up some valid points, but my reasoning was actually different than Ken's.
Well, why do you think Charlie's more suspicious than Ken?
I don't think Charlie is more suspicious than Ken. I'm slightly suspicious of Charlie because of the way he responded to one thing.
In Greg's
I'm not
defense,
saying I'm like ready to hang him. Like
I don't think you can jump on him too hard for being a bandwagoner. If he had a genuine read that he thought Charlie was looking a little suspicious,
I wasn't going to.
You can't just say like.
By no means am I saying lynch Greg now. I don't think it's that bad. I'm just saying we should remember that happened. But I do definitely agree that, you know, looking at back at the game the other day, it was a bit of a shit show. We can't let both of these two players get to the late game. And I think at the moment a lot of us are feeling that Ken, he is dodgy, and I think it would be a really bad play if we don't just vote and go for formal now. So I'll put a formal on Ken.
I think it's too early. We should talk.
I'll second, and I haven't talked yet, but I mean, it's the theme now. Everybody's jumping on Ken, but like the other game, the infamous Charlie Ken Mafia game, they were able to throw shade on each other and just build up this wall, and no one could penetrate it after that. And they're good at that. Even if they're not on the same team, they might just keep doing that.
I want to warn you guys from going down that line of logic. It shouldn't be about. I think patterns are too dangerous to look in, and they waste so much time because you just talk about patterns all game. You have to play the game based on reads.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that too much, but it is something to mention. Like
it is something to mention, but the thing is that you guys need to read Ken and see if he's being weird. That's how you should do your votes and stuff. It shouldn't say like, oh, they got the late game last game, so they're both alive. Because then you start killing good towns like that.
That's what I was saying.
You need that sometimes.
Let me see
that. But not right now. I don't think.
I want to specifically ask you this though, Purge, because I agree with what you said as a general principle, but I think in this game it's too obvious. So my question is, how much credit do you give Ken? Because the way that he went after Charlie was it was so reminiscent of the way that he went after Charlie in round one last night that my initial reaction was there's no way he does that if he's Mafia. Because it's so obvious. But then that we got into a long discussion about this before the games today that I think I tend to give people a little bit too much credit in that respect.
I don't think that wasn't my read that made me feel like he was Mafia. It was the way that he backed down to my major accusations. That's what told me something. So
Ken doesn't play fearful like that. Ken,
what they're talking about,
whenever you have whenever you have a read or you're going after somebody in round one and you just if someone disagrees with you, you don't back down. You just kind of like keep going after it because you're town and you don't really have anything to lose. Whereas if Mafia, you're scared that you're going to like kind of overstep or overreach and make yourself too obvious to put a target on your back. And so,
but that's exactly what happened. Like I don't know.
Exactly, but I mean, it backfired on you, is what I'm saying. Is what I think happened.
And your emotions are still too low for where they normally are for your town, in my opinion.
Well, I think he plays differently. If he's playing serious town, I think he plays differently. He plays silly town a lot of the time, where he just does shit to do shit.
Look,
but
I
in this
changed
type
how
of game,
I played because I was ineffective yesterday as a town. Like
how many times were you Mafia yesterday?
Once, and I was town twice. And both times, like it was really hard, and I was one of the times we got fucking owned. So, I mean, I don't think it's weird that someone changes their playstyle from day one to day two if it doesn't work the first day. Like, I still legitimately think it's him. But since no one's going to support me, there's no point in wasting time. We have, like, less time to do it. I'm not going to keep pushing on him.
Is there something that you haven't said yet? Do you have a read?
No, I just think he's suspicious. Like, the same way he's reading me. Like, he thinks I'm suspicious. I think he's suspicious.
But like, why do you think he's suspicious? Like,
just
what?
Look, Charlie is high energy when he's town, okay? And there's times when you think he's faking high energy and when he actually has high energy. And I think he's faking it.
I think he's high energy when he has like a strong read on the game. What? Oh, right. I think he's high energy when he's like an actual read. Like when he heard what's his face when he heard Alan make noise during the night at TI, like he went fucking ham immediately. He doesn't just go ham at the very start of the day with no information.
If we don't think that there's enough support to get him out night one or day one, then let's not talk about it. That's why
I feel like we're wasting way too much time.
Exactly. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to talk about it.
Oh,
yeah. There is a formal. That's true.
And the thing is that when you made the argument against
You're still
Charlie,
talking about it. I wish we could talk about me.
No, I am talking about you. When you made the thing that bothers me most is that when you made the argument against Charlie, you specifically brought up the cap kill, which is something that Charlie brought up, and we all seem to agree that there wasn't much information content in that. And you then circle back to bringing that up as your first point against Charlie, which was very strange to me.
My first point, well, it might be first, but it's not the primary point. But I don't want to keep talking about it because you're asking me like the same question. Like,
all right, listen. You're right.
There's still a formal on Ken. Is there a second?
Yeah. Does anyone respect?
Look, I think going on something that me and Charlie did yesterday, as basis of like to vote me off is like just wrong. We're just gonna vote off a town, and you're not gonna be able to reduce kill power, and the game's gonna be like just fuck.
Is that the end of your defense?
I mean, I'm definitely town. I don't know, like You guys are like seeing shit in random shit. Like I don't know.
Are you guys rescinding?
I'm definitely not. I think we still see the value.
So we're voting.
This is like such a.
Charlie, you talk, then I'll talk.
It's a classic.
I think Ken is a high level player that's very good at seeding doubt. I think for me, it's difficult for me to read Ken because I always have to separate my natural bias against him, because at this point I think we've played so many games, and when we started playing we were in such opposition against each other, so I've developed this natural bias against him, and it's hard for me to separate that sort of suspicion with what I'm actually seeing. Objectively, what I'm actually seeing is that I think he's not giving concrete answers as to why he thinks what he thinks. I think his eye movement and body language is a little fidgety, and I think he's trying very hard, and I do agree that he's not as impassioned as he normally is when he's defending himself from an accusation when he's town. If I had to lean one way or another, I would vote on Hotbit as Mafia tonight or today, but it's nothing strong, and I do have difficulty separating my bias.
Guys,
do you want to keep your?
Can I say something? Like he's so fucking calm. Has you ever seen Charlie accuse me and be this calm ever before?
I think his calmness proves that he's town, in my opinion.
Oh god.
Do
you want to keep your accusation?
It's not. We're not. We'll get there. We have so much time. Just.
I think the only way that Ken is out here, if he is Mafia, is by going hard on Charlie. And I think I was going to ask him, as soon as Charlie finished talking, how did you read Charlie's talking just now? And you still think it looks guilty, and I think it absolutely does not look guilty.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him play like that as Mafia. He is usually more stressed, more jokey. He's been playing very serious and calm. He hasn't been grabbing for the mic much. I think Charlie's clearly talented.
All right, fine. Look,
his read is
if
bad
it's 50-50 and you think my read's wrong, then I could be wrong. Like, I've been wrong before about that. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, honestly, in this situation, we're not going to vote him off, so I'm not even going to try and push it.
But you know me, and I don't like to be that firm in my conviction on day one, and I don't like to put a lot of stock into tells. I prefer using logic. But the way that you, at the very end of that last answer, went into talking about kill power and Town's going to lose the game, that is actually a big tell to me.
Can I have a sec? Sorry.
If you're Town and we lose, you're going to, so the 75% win.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I know I promised to be a Shay Nomad and not say anything for the entire game, but can we just get this thing going and just do this vote?
No,
that's not.
We don't want to vote yet. To be honest, I don't even want to
vote. This is a critical
yet.
situation.
Even though I'm quite sure that I'm going to vote on Ken for tonight. And I think we'll probably kill him likely.
You use all the time you have.
Yeah, there's still a lot more leads we can expand. Like, there's 3 Mafia, there's not just one, so we need to interview more people.
Well, we have to make a decision here. Either they rescind and we don't vote, or they don't rescind and we vote right now, because there's only 7 minutes left.
Don't vote!
There's only 7 minutes left.
It's on them to rescind. It's
If they don't rescind, then we vote.
That's
how it works.
You dumb ass! They can rescind, and then we still get a guaranteed formula at the end. So they should rescind. No.
You don't have to.
We can reformal him later.
Why was he sacrificing? But no, I don't want to give up the opportunity. Once a vote fails, we lose the opportunity.
It's only if we vote. It's only if we actually vote.
Only if we vote.
If we rescind,
okay, but that's what I'm arguing. I'm arguing that they rescind because
I'm not rescinding. You're literally agreeing with that.
One conversation at the same time.
Yo, stop. Look,
Can we get
everybody
back on track?
for the most part, everybody thinks agrees that I'm pretty talented right now.
Did you formal him?
No, I didn't.
No,
I
did.
I think we should rescind right now. We still have a guaranteed formal at the end of the night.
That's logical.
So you should rescind now so we can talk about other people.
Guys,
and then at the very end, if we think that Ken is still the most likely Mafia, then we can reformal him and vote again. So rescind, and then let's talk about people that haven't talked, like
that's
Shane.
what I'm saying. Are you going to rescind? You guys rescinding?
No.
All right. That's
What the
Wow.
Once it goes to a vote, if the vote fails, he is then immune. Okay.
Yeah, well, I'll rescind.
Okay.
I'm very likely to reform. I'm going to rescind.
Why would you not?
Different second.
Rob, why would you not rescind there?
Yeah.
I wanted to go to a vote because it gives us Okay, we're unsure. That gives us way more information than we're working with already.
No.
And you guys are freaking out.
I'm fucking waiting to say
Yeah,
something.
it's a different way of thinking
Look,
about it.
the
Oh
way
my God.
everyone's like talking, you're not gonna get. Look,
Oh,
we're not gonna get any more information. It's like literally everyone.
We can talk about other people. So Shane, I would like to hear from you.
Information right now.
If there's Mafia, all they have to do is just wait and then just say nothing, and then you guys will vote me off. Like that's what's gonna happen.
Not necessarily. Shane, please talk.
Ken's diverting right now.
Go ahead.
All right, the only people I think are actually like nearly 100% down. I think Kevin is very, very towny. I'm really suspicious of Greg again. Like twice now when we were going into formal, Greg was like, "Are we going to formal? Are we going to push it?"
Let me explain that directly right now.
Wait, hold on.
Okay. Well, if I don't say it now, I'm never going to get a chance to say it. That's how the mics work. The reason I was pushing to see if they wanted to vote or not was to see if they actually wanted to vote because they're the ones that decide. If they say, I'm not rescinding, we're voting, then we vote. That's how it works.
You did it twice today.
Yeah, and I was pushing them.
Hopid.
I have never defended Hopid, for the record. I agreed that I was suspicious of Charlie, but I have never defended Hopid.
I don't want to sound like I'm standing up for Greg, but I really feel like he was just trying to get the game moving.
Yeah, I was saying if they don't want to rescind, then we vote. That's how it works. And I was pushing them to see if they want to vote.
Well, let's get away from that discussion because we're trying to talk about
Andrew,
other people
what else
while
do you
we
have
have
to
time.
say?
I want to know. I think Rob's play there was like really.
Shane's still going.
Yeah,
Shane's
Shane's
still
going.
going. Go. Don't waste time.
Go, Shane. Go.
I think Nahaz is pretty towny. He plays like this kind of when he's town. I watched the whole Mafia game when he played yesterday, and he was like a lot more quiet, and he didn't kind of speak up as much. I'm not really sure on Slacks and LD as well. I don't know. They just kind of been quiet, basically.
Everyone asked me to be quiet, and
You
volunteered to be quiet.
I volunteered to be quiet. And if you guys would like to take off the shackles, I would love that as well. But
Take
I'm
him
trying
off.
to.
But he
Say something. I already gave my first impressions.
You just said like 20 seconds of nothing.
Okay, I agree. Well, don't get. I agree. I still think that Haas is Mafia because I got that first read with him. Charlie, I still think is town. I'm very suspicious of Hotbit. I've never seen him play like this before, and those are my only reads. Also, Zyori is. I never trust him. So there you go.
Can we pressure Rob more? Like his chance to
that was
is
weird.
ridiculous. Why would you not rescind? Can someone else give me a mic so I can interrogate him?
Hey guys, you all know
why
me,
would you,
right?
Why would you not rescind? If we vote on Hotbit and it doesn't pass, we can't vote on this round. If
I
he's by
understand
far,
that.
then why did you not rescind?
Because voting gives us information.
Does it?
Does it not?
also
Does it give
gives
us
him
immunity?
immunity.
I
This is not a
understand
game
that.
where
I
we-
understand
Their
that.
argument is that the immunity outweighs the little extra bit of
And my
information.
argument is that maybe it doesn't.
Do you,
That's all.
Do you really think that? Do you really think that someone who's Mafia is not going to vote against him?
Microphone.
So I didn't hear you.
What? What possible information could we get by a vote? Do you really think that someone who is Mafia would not vote against him?
Yeah, it begins at the start of being able to like correlate the data of who's voting, who's not.
I think this is a waste of time.
Yes.
I think he's just wrong in his thinking. I don't think it tells us anything about whether or not he's Mafia. I want to pressure Andrew.
Okay.
Take that mic.
Okay.
Interrogation.
Are you the vigilante?
I am not the vigilante. I'm not going to make that blunder again. I'm really curious about Slacks because we kind of gave him a pass.
I'm curious
you
about
want
you.
I thought you wanted my reads. That's what I was about to do. What do you want me to do?
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. So I feel like we gave Slacks a pass early on because he started with his crazy Slacks character. We told him to shut up, and he hasn't really said anything yet since then. I think LD's been a little quiet. Hey, but we gave him a pass. Whether or not it was at your,
For the record, I think he's town.
Okay. And Greg, even though I've stood up for him a few times, he's looking shifty. I don't like it. Something about body language. LD's just been quiet. I'm not that suspicious.
All right, Charlie, why do you think Slacks is town? Because to me, he's played like exactly the same way as he did when he was Mafia.
No, I think he's. I think his.
Like crazy.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Slacks. This event is the first time he's ever played Mafia. His play and how he acts is going to change every single game, and what you're going to see is progression from him. You're not going to see the same stuff. He's getting a better grasp of the game. When he's talking about people now, I feel more genuineness and anger and feeling and conviction from what he says. When he gets ignored now, he gets angry.
Yes.
When he goes on somebody, he feels like he believes it.
Yes.
And this is why I think he's more town. I think if he was Mafia here, he would be more duplicitous. You would see more, he would be more of a jokester.
All right, can I just?
I agree.
Can we just go back to Andrew here? Because what has changed in the last minute? You defended Greg. You said he wasn't bandwagon.
Yeah. So some of that is from the last game that I played yesterday, Game 4, where I was accused of bandwagoning gods, and then I got lynched as town, and that was literally just we both had the same idea at the same time.
But then 20 seconds later, you said now you're suspicious of him.
No, I'm saying the things that I stood up for him for were just things that I feel like apply to a lot of people, that we jumped on him too quickly for being a bandwagoner if he actually had a genuine read on Charlie. But he hasn't really contributed much more.
I feel like this is completely the same as Greg played the last game. He was town.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
There's nothing that stands out to me as Greg is Mafia. I'm not town reading him for the rest of the game.
He just hasn't really contributed much of substance, I guess.
Who are your Mafia reads, David? I want to know your reads.
I really don't like Owen, but I didn't like him at all the last game, and he was town because he's quiet. He doesn't really contribute all that much to the game. He just kind of sits back. If he wins, he's just along for the ride. If he's Mafia, he just kind of lurks there and eventually comes out. So I don't like Owen very much. I don't like Andrew, but Andrew gets mislynched as town too often for me to feel confident about that read. I did not like the play by Rob, but I agree with the assessment that it was just an incorrect decision. I think Hotbid's still the scummiest overall. I'm not convinced he's Mafia, but I also think he's really bad for town in general, and he just sows chaos as town. If I had to lynch someone right now, it would probably be Owen followed by Hotbid.
The only thing I want to add before we continue with this thread, which is unrelated, and I do want to preface with, might be completely wrong, but I'm extremely suspicious of Nahas.
Why?
I feel like the only thing he's done is reacted to what other people said. I haven't heard him put forth his own. Well, you can, and I'm going to give you the chance to do that right now to have an original contribution of an original read. All you've done is react to what other people have said.
I already said we need a formal.
I'm
sorry.
Well, then we'll have to wait
Are you paying attention? That's literally what I do.
That's the other thing is I feel like he's way angrier even when he's
All right,
not.
I second. We think you're Mafia. Blah blah blah. Give it your defense.
All right. I think this was some sort of suspicion train from the start. I don't think there's really anything that is going to convince anyone differently. The only thing that's going to happen is that at the end of the game, people are going to just look at it and understand what's different. I think Nahas is way over the top. I think that I'm appealing right now. There's 3 voices that can actually play on a level that can look and see that I'm doing the right thing here and I'm town. And that's Purge, Charlie, and LD. I still think Charlie's Mafia, so this is mostly the LD and Purge. But please, try and just, have an open mind on me changing how I play based on being ineffective as town previously, and just truly think and don't be afraid to be there's this fear oh, he's playing us or he's next leveling or whatever. That's not the case here, and I really think that no matter what, the other people are going to vote with what you say. So just try and think about that. And I mean, this is so impossible situation where I'm just going to get voted off. I understand that, but I still have to try. Because I know I'm town, and this is just fucked. It's gonna be 2 kill power, and you're gonna see. So at the end of the game, at least.
No, I want to push forward through it. I'm not 100%, but I think if I'm playing the odds here, I think it's more likely he is. We don't have a better go. I think it would be a mistake to just pass the night, and I think it is more likely than not. Well, in my mind, that he is. I could be wrong. But I'm willing to take the chance.
Do we have another guaranteed formal after this, or is this our guarantee? So we might have no more.
So we RNG after.
This is this is so fucked. It's actually over.
I feel like this is very similar to when we were playing the Yellow Mafia at Frankfurt, the 6-player Mafia. The time that when we all played and we got the night 1 Mafia, the day 1 Mafia kill every single time. This defense feels very similar to the defense.
How is no one suspicious that everyone is agreeing that I'm Mafia? What the fuck? How is that even possible?
That's the thing.
How is that even possible? It's not possible.
No, it is. Well, here's the thing.
What the fuck?
Everyone
is agreeing.
Look, you just said 2 things.
That doesn't ring any alarms for anyone.
You just said 2 things that.
What do you mean? Why would it?
That make me suspect you more. The first thing is that at the very end that you said, if you vote me off, this is over. But it's not over. Even if you're town or Mafia or whatever.
No, I'm saying this turn is already over because everyone is fucking already.
I don't know. And then the second thing is that not everybody is on this. And then even if everybody was,
literally everyone has.
I mean, it doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter. Even if everybody is, then Mafia are just going to bandwagon onto that. They're just going to sack you at this point. If I were your Mafia partner, I would just sack you.
like you're. It's pretty obvious that you're gone, and defending you is just paints a target on their back. So why would they defend you? Or they would just keep quiet. And there are people that have kept quiet and haven't said that much about you.
Are we formaling him?
That's
still happening.
So
right?
are you
paying
attention?
Yeah, no, we just happening. Okay, I'm just checking here.
I might be wrong. I might be wrong. I'm willing
You
to
are
play
wrong.
to play the odd that I'm not. But I mean, even if I am, it's not like I fucking died. It's not the end of the world. So I'm willing to go in on this.
This is like some serious, okay.
Right, like, look, yeah, I accused you really hard, and everybody agreed with it, and we're probably gonna kill you. You might not be Mafia. It's entirely possible, but I think you're our best go, and I think we just have to go for it. And I think we got a lot of good information in night one.
Last word for Hobbit, please.
I mean, just vote. It's fine.
All right.
What do you want me to like?
Okay, heads down. Everybody that wants to vote Ken off for being Mafia, raise your hand. You can now also raise your head. Keep your hands raised so that everybody see who voted, who did not vote.
So raise them high, so
You're dead.
So Mott, Rob, Greg, and Owen. We didn't go to sleep.
You have to go to sleep. That is indeed how to get done. Okay, heads down. Someone turn the music on. Is there music?
Yeah, I'll pump it.
Okay.
Louder, please.
Louder, please.
Crank it up.
Okay.
Still a little loud.
Well, that's something. Okay, Mafia, please. Everybody being asleep, and Mafia, raise your heads. Who is your first target? Who is your second target? Go back to bed. Bless you. Cop, please raise your head. Who do you want to check? Lower your head. Go back to bed. Medic, who do you want to save? Go back to bed. Vigi, please raise your head. Do you want to use your shot tonight? Then go back to bed. And everybody wakes up, apart from a Purge and Charlie. Both dead.
So we absolutely still have 3 Mafia.
Well,
we absolutely had a mislynch. Absolutely had a mislynch.
I'm not sure why you guys went so hard on Ken when his only thing that he was really passionate about was that he was suspicious of Charlie, and then his reason for backing off was completely legitimate. I have no fucking idea why all of you were like,
He's usually
fuck Ken, kill Ken.
Okay, well,
let's
not stay on this too hard. Let's not stay on this too hard. But Ken usually doesn't back down so fast. He's usually a lot more opinionated.
I haven't
about
played
it.
Ken. I have not played with Ken as Town very much.
But
we know for a fact.
Why did you not go that hard against that last round? If you were that sure,
I wasn't. I mean, I wasn't that sure, but obviously I'm right now. Hindsight's 20/20. My reasoning. I mean.
Okay, but then that's just okay. But then that's just weak. All right, you don't start the round off by chiding people for fucking up.
That's have you seen any of my things that I do in life? That's like what I do in life.
But imagine for a moment, Greg, that imagine that you're town and you want to win the game, and that the problem that we had yesterday.
Okay, if I had said that last night, he still would have died. There's no fucking way.
Okay, let me change the subject. I was really.
Can we just like take it down a notch and try to analyze the game?
okay.
Like stop fucking yelling at each other.
First of all,
Holy shit! Everyone, shut up.
So first of all, Purge and Charlie, who were they going on the hardest in the rounds? Purge.
I mean, mostly just Ken.
No, Purge was he was
Purge
mostly
was kind of
defending. Well, he definitely hard defended Charlie. He was mostly defending Ken, and then he basically said, "We might not have another lich. Policy lich. Like you're the best option, so let's kill you." Yeah. But he didn't seem all that confident.
I was really suspicious of Nahaz until that outburst. That was a fairly convincing bout of emotion, but that first day, you were different than
Dude,
usual.
his Mafia plays got a lot better though. Like
Nahaz has?
Yeah, like yesterday.
Okay.
Yesterday he did the same shit to me. I was town. He actually sold me on it, so I'm not just gonna give Nahaz the he's not freaking out. He must be town fucking pass. Like
yesterday was the first game that I played as Mafia when sober. So there were a lot of people that didn't realize that, and so I got a pass.
I think we need to slow down a little bit and look at the kills and why. So we have no, it's okay. I know, but let's think about it for a second, okay? I know you say it's obvious, but let's think about it, okay? So it's kind of a weird move to kill the people who were going after someone who ended up being town.
No, not at all.
Why is it not weird?
It's not weird because my initial reaction at the start of the day was just shock that I think the medic must be dead.
Is it not
because
weird because you did it?
If there's
You hate being wrong, buddy. Is it not weird because you're the one who did it?
Whoa. I don't even know how to... Dun, dun, dun! I don't even know how to respond to you anymore, man.
As a non-joking way, something that I like to do as town is to uncomfortably stare at someone. Because it actually shows a lot of their tics. A little psychology thing for you. Also, if you want to know if someone's looking at you, pretend to yawn, and they'll usually yawn too. You could use that if you're checking out a hot lady at the bar. Oh. Anyway.
You want to take my job as professor?
I've been staring at Nahaz. I stared at Nahaz for literally a minute.
I can confirm. I thought he was staring at me at first.
I saw it. And he usually, when someone knows that they're looking at them and they have something to hide, they'll fidget a lot. They'll be scared. He knew I was looking at him, and he's just like, "This kid's a fucking idiot." And then he looked away. So even though I still got really bad readings off of you, I'm not a smart guy. Can we focus on the smart people here? Because we lost two very smart people who forced people that didn't talk to talk a lot. And K-pop, you're a bright dude. Please don't forget about Mott, Rob, Shane, and Owen, who sit here and don't see a goddamn thing.
I said it yesterday. I would have rather gone on Owen, but it gets pushed.
I brought up numerous points in the first round, and in this round,
Shane is much better than usual.
I think Shane is the least.
If there was the other thing is, you guys have to remember this is a sequential game. That's by far the most important aspect of the game. There were points brought up. The bad plays I saw yesterday, a lot of them there were points brought up in early rounds that just got totally abandoned. Like, I don't want to forget now that suspicion was levied against Owen. I don't want to forget that suspicion was levied against... I don't want to forget that suspicion was levied against me. That's important information, okay?
Do you have a point to this?
I don't understand the way Greg is playing. I really don't understand the way Greg is playing.
I mean, he's playing Greg.
Greg is actually my strongest town read.
Why?
I've never seen Greg get legit pissed off at people as Mafia pretending to be town. But then again, I was wrong about you. But I don't think Greg has changed his play. This is just classic Greg town play to me. Right, he starts off a little bit slower on the first few days, especially if strong town die. Then he goes fucking ham, especially when it's a boneheaded decision that he did not support.
I don't mind that.
That doesn't surprise me whatsoever. I think Greg's the strongest town read for me.
I agree with that. I want to just talk. I haven't been able to talk a lot, and I want to say that I also agree that I think Hopbit was a definite mislynch, and I want to stay on that. I want to point out that a lot of people might be suspicious of Owen, but he plays like this every game. I've been suspicious of him every time. But I don't want to completely throw away any sort of suspicion.
Yeah, but this is what was that girl's name at the EU Hub? Not McCann, the other one. Miss Snowflake, where she just sits there like a freaking log and doesn't say anything the whole game, and then by the way, she's Mafia. She said 2 words. She hasn't contributed shit. Just creeps along. We can't let fucking people just sit here, not contribute, not give reads, not be involved with the game.
Let on someone trap up. I have something I want to say after. No, you can respond.
Okay. I appreciate that LD's kind of, focusing in on me, and for fair points, I've been maybe more quiet this game than I have in other games, even though I am generally a quiet player. I do think that LD, though, is very suspicious. I know this is instantly, the kind of bounce back, which in itself is a little bit dodgy, but there's been a few things this game that's been a little bit questionable. I think the fair few times that he's defended Greg, I don't think Greg's Mafia, I do think Greg's Town, but I think LD has realised that Greg is someone that he can get on his side as a Mafia and make sure that Greg will never bandwagon against LD himself. Also, before, LD made comments about wanting to rescind it against Hotbid, because again, I feel that LD felt that maybe that vote wasn't going to be a total wash, and he felt that if Hotbid stayed in the game, Hotbid would be a very strong town to have on LD's side if he was Mafia, in the sense that he knew that Hotbid would then play alongside him and not direct attention back towards LD. The other people that I have...
Can I just address that point real quick? Alright, so the reason why I wanted to rescind on Hotbit is because, yes, I wasn't convinced the vote wasn't going to pass, and I also wasn't convinced he was Town. I don't want to waste our vote before the day's over, and then Hotbit has immunity as Mafia Hotbid, not really contributing, sowing cast. Like, that's just a bad play. There's no reason to push that unless he mega fucks up and it's obvious he's Mafia. That was why I wanted to rescind, not because I thought it wouldn't pass. Oh, I can't get someone killed as Mafia, but I want to make sure if we form a Hotbid that it's end of the day, he's our best option, and we actually have a chance to kill him as a Mafia or the most Mafia-looking player.
All right,
which obviously we were all wrong with.
All right, so since some of you seem to think I'm Town, I do not really have anyone that I also think is Town. To be honest, I'm not convinced any of you are Town. But as far so what I was gonna say is there are people that I am suspicious of. I am suspicious of Rob because I don't understand why he wouldn't want to rescind that vote, which is why I pressured him so hard on the first day. The other people I'm suspicious of is Brian and Nahaz still, but not that much.
I want to know who
My
didn't
Nahaz
vote
thing
for
is
Ken.
not-
Who did not vote for Ken?
I did not vote for Ken.
Who did not vote for Ken?
I did not vote for
Because
Ken.
that clears you pretty hard in my eyes. Because
I
I
suppose
think
that- I
I think
didn't
that
realize
Hotbid
that.
vote was a lot like everyone was kind of like I think everyone vocally was like, yeah, this is going to go, and then a lot of people were like,
all the
on
Mafia
the
would have
fence.
voted then for sure.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure that almost all the Mafia
Me,
voted for Ken.
Moore, and Greg did not vote to kill Ken.
So I think that feels pretty towny to me.
That becomes.
I don't think it 100% clears them, but I think it definitely reduces suspicion on those people pretty strongly.
I voted for Ken, and I agree with this shit. This is the aspect of the game that I have the most trouble with. It becomes like a level K equilibrium where you're sitting there and going, okay, as Mafia, I cannot vote here. The vote's obviously going to pass. As Mafia, I cannot vote.
Charlie was the biggest person who wanted to kill Ken. Mafia knew that Charlie was Town. That means they vote with Charlie if they're Mafia.
Okay, one second though. Like I do want to respond to at least one thing you said, and that's if you are Mafia and you're trying to quote unquote recruit someone, like Greg is not the one that you try to recruit.
Says who?
I think it was you that said that. You were saying that LD was recruiting Greg.
Yeah.
He's not the one.
Greg
that
is not
recruit.
a player.
He's
going to
go ham on anybody
off the bat.
I don't know about that.
Greg is not an easy pocket. There are better options. Yeah.
I think it's an easy pocket for you, David. I think y'all could bro up pretty easily.
I've never been
Slash just
Mafia
keeps
and
fucking
pocketed
staring
Greg.
at me.
Like that's not like a play that I go for.
I think Slacks is actually really suspicious as well. He's going with his argument like, I'm not the smartest guy, but we all know.
We all
That's not
fucking
true.
know.
Yeah, we know. We know.
You're not as stupid as you portray.
And also, you're doing like this weird stuff where you're staring at people and it's kind of funny. You're going back to that kind of angle rather than.
Oh, I want to make a point about the vote from yesterday because yesterday the vote barely pushed through on Andrew.
Yeah.
The non-voters, one of them was Mafia Hotbid, who just sat there and didn't vote. So I don't think you can say just because people voted, they're clear.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
It doesn't matter though. The point is that he was Mafia. It was going to be a close vote, and he didn't vote. So we can't just assume that the non-voters are automatically very close to being town
I did not
cleared.
say that. I just said that
I don't think it gives you much town cred at all.
I think it gives you a lot of town cred, especially.
gives you slight town
I think someone like Hotbid is the kind of person who is confident enough in his Mafia play to not vote.
Well, hang on.
No,
Can
it's
I
very
just
important.
point
No,
out?
it's
No,
very
it's
important.
not. Can we shut up? We were just making. Well, Shane was making a point onto Slacks, and then instantly
Yeah.
LD diverts. Okay, Slacks has
No,
been.
I want to talk about sex. I just did the thing with the stick.
Why change the conversation? Slacks has been
because there was
as
a point
quiet
that I
as
hadn't
me.
made earlier that I wanted to make sure didn't get missed in the conversation.
But
because
why
the thing with the
just- why
stick
just
mics,
change
you
it
have
then?
to grab it
Why
right away
change it
so you can
then?
actually fucking talk.
But why not?
I
don't get
also
why
want
you
to talk
changed
about
it.
Slacks.
Okay,
I
go
wasn't
back
saying
Slacks.
I don't want to
What's
talk
your
about
opinion on Slacks? Because you said just now, quite.
Just let him finish, and then we can talk.
Well, no, I'm gonna. Well,
I'm
talking to LD.
Slacks is a terrible read for me.
I call a formal on me. We gotta get this shit moving on. We want to fucking do it over.
Yeah, murder him.
Murder.
Does anyone second? I'll second that.
All right, good. Formal on me.
Sorry, explain.
Yeah.
See,
Now accuse yourself.
Accuse myself. Did he formal himself? Is that what even?
I didn't.
All right.
No, but we should like get
Someone else want to formal?
I formal myself.
I formal slacks. All right, all right. I would like to formal slacks. I want to hear him give his reads, and I want to hear him try to defend himself. Who do you think is Mafia?
Okay. Town is the most boring fucking game part of this game in the world. Okay. Who do I think is Mafia? Can I do a scum list? Because I'm not.
Sure,
okay.
the scum circle.
I'm sorry, but
Give him a scum circle.
I'm trying out something new, a new way to do it. I'm staring at people. This is what I'm doing today. As I said, I was staring at Greg. Greg, you do a lot of shifting around. When I was looking at you, you were very, you kept looking back at me. You kept shuffling around and trying to ignore that I was looking at you. So you're on my scumming list, but what the fuck do I know? Shane, I think Shane is most town. I don't know. I mean, he's usually quiet unless he has something to say.
What do you think makes him particularly town?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Shane doesn't seem to really say something unless he has conviction about it, and it's hard for Mafia to muster up conviction.
Can we get one of those mics over here so you guys don't have two right now?
Sorry.
You should also just squeeze in.
So, I don't know. OD, I'm always suspicious of OD because he plays like shit as a town, as we've all said. He doesn't say anything, and then he gets super agitated about stuff randomly. Rob is not said a goddamn thing all game, except he's had 4 suspicious things that he's done, and no one's ever wanted to talk about it, and that's the fwash, is what I call that. Do something suspicious that people are just like, no worries, that guy's
Now,
cool.
do you think that's stupid town Rob or Mafia Rob?
I don't know. I'm stupid town, so I mean, I guess it's like that. Zyori has been getting a lot of slack because people are afraid to lynch him because they've mislynched him so many times, and that seriously plays in his favor, and I think he might be playing that up because he hasn't really said anything, and he knows that people mislynch him, so as long as he keeps it cool, he should be good. Mount has said absolutely nothing.
That's not true at all.
No, that's not.
He defended Owen earlier today.
Yeah. Mount has defended Owen, who is clearly Mafia. No, just kidding. So you're good. K-pop, I think, is our strongest town. And I don't know, he talks a lot. And
How do you just list 2 strongest towns in 3 seconds?
I don't know.
I don't think you're Mafia, but I don't know what you're doing.
No,
This is why I don't have the mic.
I rescind my form.
No, look.
I got the information that I wanted to get out.
Yeah, think about what. Honestly, I think Charlie made a very good point in the first round, and that's that we are seeing sort of slacks. Everybody characterizes him, and he's actually a pretty smart guy, and I do think we're seeing his game evolve a little bit. Some of the points are absolute shit, but some of the points are actually pretty good. And I actually
this guy. He's fucking Mafia. No, good thing.
Again, how do I respond to this? All right, no, I actually
think you just ignore him. That's what I did.
That's not a bad idea. No, I think pushing Rob and pushing Andrew is probably a decent play.
The other thing that I want. Okay, so formals rescinded. The other thing, I easily think that out of Andrew, Rob, Owen, and Shane, there could be 2 Mafia.
Yeah.
That's my other read that I have.
agree with that assessment. I've been looking at Shane, and I think he's played.
I feel like I don't know if it's how they normally play. I haven't played with these guys that much, but I'm getting a really weird dynamic out of this fucking row of people, and I think there could easily be 2 Mafia in there.
I think,
or more likely is what happened yesterday, where we had 2 roles sitting right next to each other.
Oh, I mean, I guess
possible. I think Shane has played pretty consistently to how he's played through all the games where he's been both town and Mafia. He's got that kind of Owen style, as we've talked about, that hold the cards close to his vest. So he's.
Whenever I had something to say, I said it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You've played consistently. That's basically what I'm saying.
Shane, who would it be?
Slacks.
Okay, who's your second person?
LD.
Okay. I don't. Why LD?
I don't know. He just when I played with LD in the past, he was really, really good as town. Literally leading it. It's because maybe it has a lot to do with the microphones and how he's sitting. It's different. I understand.
All right, well, I just want to say the reason why I interrupted Owen was not because I didn't want to talk about slacks, is because with the stick microphones, there's more prolonged speeches. So if you don't get your point in, it's going to get missed. I was already late, so.
I have a 30-second speech to make, and that's you need to take into consideration that in the last game last night, LD did change his town game quite a lot.
I didn't watch the last game.
Okay, the last game when he was town, he played a lot more like this than I've seen him play in the past. So this is, I don't necessarily like the change in his game, but this is consistent with how he played last night, for what that's worth.
I might be getting played by LD, but I'm starting to agree more on Owen, especially after what Slacks said. And now hearing Owen saying he's suspicious of Slacks, and Slacks is obviously suspicious of him. It was.
I'm suspicious as like.
You're suspicious.
Shane, what do you think of Owen?
Okay.
I think Owen's fine. I think the fact that he didn't vote in the first round, like I think that was like a pretty obvious vote, to be honest. Like I really do. I think that like everyone.
If I was Mafia, I would have voted.
Are you Mafia?
No. No.
You're kind of selling.
I am town. 100% town.
He didn't vote.
He didn't vote.
If I was Mafia, I would have voted on that.
Yeah, but
Charlie, if you're Mafia, you fucking know Charlie is town.
Sorry, that's
so when Charlie is leading the lynch mob on Ken, you fucking vote because you know that Charlie's town.
You seem to be the only one who has made this theory, and you're the only one innocent.
No, Brian was also saying most likely
Okay.
people who voted are more suspicious than
I
ones who
don't
didn't.
agree with the theory itself, but the way that you're putting it is reading very towny, and I think you have me convinced about this row. The concern is that in the first game yesterday that we played, I was very worried about both Owen and Shane, and it was because they were both roles and happened to be sitting next to each other. I don't want to do Mafia's job for them, but I also don't want us to get too hard onto somebody that.
Okay, I'm not a role. I'm just normal town. Just straight up
I mean,
town.
I would be willing to formal
Don't
Owen
do that.
if somebody will second, just so we can get a
Don't do
defense
that.
out of him.
You're
Because
gonna
I feel like his
I'll
outbursts
have
have been a little
second
prescribed.
Owen.
Okay, formal Owen second
Hold on,
there.
please get your accusation.
The accusation is that I feel like he's been obviously very quiet, and the few times he's been very animated and emotional, it felt a little random, a little sporadic, and quite frankly rehearsed.
Rehearsed?
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, the pixel.
No, I mean, well, at the most, so obviously we're in a tricky point because we think that there is still 3 Mafia left in the game. So this is always going to be a hard bit to defend because initially you'll start to get the momentum going, against me, and then people will start to join in. I'd like to talk about some people that I'm a little bit kind of on the edge about. I obviously have already stated the fact that I do think LD is suspicious. I think the way he's been playing, the things, the ways that he's reacted to people are a little bit dodgy. I want to react to how Mort reacted to what LD said. Mort, I know you feel you've maybe said more, but I feel he hasn't said a lot this game. I also think this is also a thing to go back to LD on the way he points me out for not saying a lot. But you've got to remember there are other people in the game who didn't say a lot as well. Slacks has barely said anything. Shane, he has inputted, but not as much as other people. Mort as well. Mort came straight in on LD's point, defending me, in fact, which leads me to think if LD is Mafia, there's every likelihood that Mort is as well. But the one thing that's kind of thrown me back around is I didn't think Zyro was Mafia at all until he started to now make these accusations because of the fact that Charlie did die. I did not think that Zyro would kill Charlie because Charlie did point a finger at Zyori. He started to interrogate him, but I thought that would be a play where someone else, the Mafia, would then kill Charlie to frame Zyori. I was like, Zyori, as Mafia, he wouldn't do that himself, but now I'm starting to question whether Zyori actually would try and lead the lynch against Charlie and say, let's get rid of him during the night.
Okay, without, I don't know if we have time to do this, but without reacting to anything else in that defense, I do think we should press Mott.
Well,
he hasn't been.
Do you want me to?
I rescind my second.
Okay. The reason I defended Owen is because in every game I've played, I could not get a read on him, and I only agreed with David in the sense that I thought you might be town. And now with you deflecting and going off onto everybody else instead of stating an actual defense, I feel like that's a really suspicious thing to do.
And also, I mean, part of that accusation was about the way you went from nothing to full throttle and how I felt that was kind of contrived, and you did not acknowledge that at all. That entire defense was pointing at other people rather than defending yourself, which makes me...
Okay, I don't get what you said. You only agreed with David on the fact that I was
He
town,
said
but David didn't say I was town. He said I was Mafia.
I want to get another.
Did you? Did you say he was town or
Yeah,
Mafia?
he said...
I said I didn't like
David-
Owen this game. I said I would have rather
he's
gone
been
on
saying
him
a Mafia
than
all
Hotbit
game.
before yesterday ended.
Okay, all right. Well,
And I
These guys are
restated that
fucking
coming into
suspicious.
today.
I was suspicious of Maud after that.
I also don't like I don't think it necessarily implicates you, but I don't like the fact that in your defense you're pointing to other people, you're saying they're acting suspicious, but you're not really giving the specific.
That's the game of Mafia.
Can I just say something? I would much rather go on Owen than Mott. I think Mott is just bumbling town, and I think
disagree.
Owen
I think
might
Zyori-
actually be
I
Mafia.
made one mistake.
Okay, I think-
I also think Zyori is a
think
little
it-
suspicious.
Zyori is
with
definitely
the-
suspicious.
Yeah, we have 60 seconds.
Okay, hold on.
So is this
you
formal
guys
rescinded?
mostly think I'm town, right?
We don't.
Okay, so can I'm gonna pick person to formal. I think honestly,
He's second guessing himself like 3 rounds in a row.
I think Owen's just fucking up, but I think we should formal on.
Do it then.
I second.
Okay, please give your accusation.
I mean, you've
And
heard
that
that
was
through the
not
accusation.
that was not our emergency.
That was not our guarantee.
This is your guaranteed formal.
No.
Are we out of time?
Yes. That's what what I said. This is what I was trying to fucking A.
She gave us a 60-second
You still
countdown.
got the random number generator. You're gonna talk about this for 5 minutes. So there's that.
I mean, I've already made the accusation, Owen. I don't feel like you contribute to the game at all as Town. I think quite likely you're just Mafia.
Have to kill Mafia today.
This game's gonna get so hard.
That's why I wanted somebody to formal right now. When I say right now, I mean right now.
I didn't formal in under a minute. That seems impossible.
No, you did.
I don't understand why we don't have another one.
I think we.
Can we just treat this as our end of day and then have a guaranteed? Is that a thing?
No. Did time run out?
Yeah.
Okay, then it ran out. Then those are the.
That's why I said we should put a time.
Fuck! I should have done it
Wait,
myself.
did anyone see someone else's card?
What was I thinking?
Can we restart? I mean,
Formal is on.
Do you want me to hurt myself? Okay.
Yes, Mafia.
Greg is right though. This is if we miss Lynch, we basically lose as Town.
It gets
I mean,
really
next round is
fucking
almost
hard.
So then we
impossible.
don't
So
No,
that's even worse.
We have to eliminate KP. Okay, you
We
said
do
that.
have to lynch, but we don't just blindly lynch
No,
someone that's suspicious.
That was just stupidity.
Not lynching is not an option.
This is just classic
We
stupid
have to
slacks.
fucking
Well,
kill.
so
We
this
have
is
to kill a
experience.
Mafia to
Still
reduce
learning
KP.
things.
If you do not reduce KP, this game is going to get so fucking
Oh
hard.
shit, you were
I think it's
too
actually impossible.
My bad. Yeah, that's
I honestly think we have to kill Owen.
I think
I don't know if
I
it's
think
another
I think we're in the
option.
unfortunate
I think we're
circumstance where we
fucked.
have
I
to
think we
kill
have
Owen.
to kill Owen.
Do we want to know who
we
like?
don't try to kill Owen, or we RNG it and the chance at another form.
No, I don't think you can do that.
What's our only other chance?
I mean, in my opinion, there are at least two Mafia for sure between Owen, Rob, Andrew, and Mott. And I think out of those, I think Rob is actually more Town. Mott, I wasn't really thinking you were Mafia, and then it seemed like you weren't following the game at all and saying, I'm Town defending Owen. When I formaled him, I went after him at the end of yesterday.
We're
So
pretty certain
I made a
Vigi didn't
fucking
shoot Charlie, right?
I will admit that I made a fucking mistake and I misheard you, but I think
Mott's fucking Mafia now.
I think no, I'm gonna stand by what I said about Owen. He was fucking deflecting every time when somebody accused him, he just deflected to other people. And to say that I haven't been talking is complete bullshit. And yes, I made him a fucking mistake, but I don't think that I should be considered Mafia
All
for
right,
it.
fuck it. We're voting on Owen. We have to do it. I mean, we can't keep talking about.
He has to give an offense
Okay,
first.
get your defense.
Okay, so I mean, at this point, it's very clear that we're going to lose the game as Town because there are 3 Mafia left in the game. I am not Mafia at all. I think it's very obvious that the people that are suspicious in this game. I've been through my reads many times. I think LD is suspicious. I think if LD is Mafia, they're trying to play some little game. It feels like I might be wrong with this, but I question Slacks. I think Slacks went for a bullshit play.
If you
when
are
he
a
raised
power
Formal
roll,
on
for the
himself.
love of God,
I
please
think
say it.
What?
If you are a power roll,
I
for
am
the
not a
love
power
of God,
roll. I am
please
a
say
normal
it.
Town. I'm not anything special. I'm just a normal Town.
Why do we never have Town power?
I feel like Slacks has played exactly the same as he did yesterday when he was Town in the last game, where when he's about to die, he's like, "No, you're Mafia too," and I'm going out, and he was actually just Town being a clown. I don't see how him formulate himself as any different from that kind of play.
That has nothing to do with this game.
The thing, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm totally wrong on the LD train, which is likely. The way these games are going, I'm normally totally wrong with my reads. But just the way that LD's reacted to Slacks as well, and the fact that when he made that stupid play, everyone else's reaction was like, LD was like, "You fucking idiot!" Now I've got to try and bail you out here.
But the thing is, it's.
I did that when we were both Town together yesterday as well, you realize, right? Multiple times.
As Town, okay? As Town, to win the game, your job, if you are Town and you are about to be Miss Lynch, you either claim a role, which you can't, or you try to convince people of your reads. I have not cleared LD. But I want to hear the specifics of your reads.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I know because it's 3 Mafia, it's going to go to a vote. It's very likely that I'm going to die. So I'm just saying on my way down, the people that you need to remember as Town. Because I think if Town are going to win this game, it's going to be incredibly hard. You're about to kill another fellow Town member. I mean, at this point in the vote, Town, I obviously appeal for you not to vote. But all the Mafia are going to vote. It will take if there's 3 Mafia left, how many Town need to vote for me to get fucked? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if 2 Town vote on me, I'm gone.
There's 8 total on the
We're unfortunately in a situation where we can't really
there's
not
nine
getting
of us.
Mafia
There's
by
nine.
not passing.
Yeah, so the 3 Mafia.
All right, it's time.
Yeah, a Town. If 2 of you vote, I'm going to be gone, and I'm Town.
But even if we can't risk not getting a Town here, we can't risk not getting Mafia here.
Yeah, but
I still don't. The only other lynch that they maybe say is better is Mott.
If they wanted to kill power,
we don't get
then yes. But we can't risk you.
We could RNG one, but I think it's a pretty risky play to hope that we RNG one as well.
Yeah.
50-50 for RNG, right?
No, it's not uniform.
0 to 2.
So
And it's-
33%.
To get 1.
I'm just
two-thirds chance that we get at least
There's a
one
chance
more,
you
but
get-
I
No.
Have we cleared? Do you
No.
clear him? Have you cleared
I
him?
don't
Yeah.
He's cleared. No.
Have you cleared fucking
I
anyone
don't feel
in
bad
the
about
circle,
it.
honestly?
I don't feel bad about it.
Maybe
Owen.
Shane is like okay.
The way Shane came after me earlier today, I actually read him a little more.
I
So.
still think you're kind of dodgy. I still think he's kind of dodgy. I'm very suspicious of Mod. All of you are fucking so sketchy.
I mean, to
But
be
we have to vote.
Rob hasn't said a
This is
goddamn
not
word the
right.
entire
We have
day
to
either.
To
vote.
be honest, at this
What
point,
do you think about Owen? What do you think about Owen?
Well, I was with Owen earlier where he was like, let's go on Ken. And I was like, I'll second it. He was the first one to
Yeah.
say, let's go on
Let's
Ken. He was
upraise
the
the
first
initial
one to
formal.
do a formal. I was like, let's jump on it. His Slacks and LD thing, Slacks, he is putting up like more of a silly front than he normally does. Even I feel like.
Do you think it's more than yesterday? I feel like it's the same.
Regardless of yesterday, I think he's being goofier than normal. Even like specifically prefacing like, oh, I know he was saying, oh, I'm not. I know I'm an idiot, but listen, guys, I'm really stupid. But here's my opinion. Like he's really trying to make his opinion not matter at all, so people ignore it. So he kind of sinks back into the back.
I made that point there.
And you said it too. You said it too. And I agree with Shane.
In the interest of time management, we have to.
Yeah, go ahead and vote. As I'm saying, I expect myself to die here. Go against the norm. Don't vote for me. If you don't vote for me, it'll essentially be tanking a kill tonight because I'm pretty sure I've ruffled a few jimmies at the Mafia. They're gonna fucking kill me. They're gonna kill me tonight anyway. Just don't vote for me now, and it will save a town member because I'll die in the night to the Mafia.
Could I say one thing before we vote?
The last word should go to Owen, though.
Yeah.
You can say something else.
Wait.
I'm starting to see some correlation between these three not really.
Which three do you mean?
What three?
The three in a row: Owen, Slacks, and Rob. Rob and Owen have been kind of paired up this whole time. At the beginning, they were wrong against Hopid, and they were the two leading the charge. Slacks has been just sort of sitting in the middle, not pressuring either of them. No, but they were the two that voted and seconded. I mean, they were like on the front of it.
Yeah.
Before you go into that, you can't accuse Slacks. It's on to Owen. It's a formal.
I just wanted to point out.
Last word for Owen, and then we vote.
As I said, there's three Mafia here. They're probably quite strong players leading the conversation. It's going to be hard for you guys to go against it. Don't vote for me. I am town. I think that, again, Zari's speech there, absolutely bullshit. Just dropping three of us in it. That's just totally come out of nowhere. He's struggling. He's panicking. I am not Mafia. I am town. If two town vote for me, it's going to be GG. It's going to be an incredibly hard game. Don't vote for me tonight if you're town.
Okay, heads down. Shit. If you want to vote for OD Pixel, please raise your hand. Raise your head. Keep your hands raised. There are 6 votes, which means you, sir, are dead.
Not. Okay.
It means it is nighttime. Oh yeah, the music. Hit it. I'm waiting for a new song to start, by the way. There we go. Okay, Mafia. Everybody's asleep, but you can raise your head. Who is your first kill? Who is your second kill? Mafia, please go back to bed. Cop, who do you want to check? Go back to bed. Medic, please raise your head. Who do you want to save? Lower your head. Vigilante. Do you want to use your shot tonight? And everybody goes back to bed. And it's time for the town to wake up. And my heads have rolled tonight. Shane, you're dead. Greg, you're dead. LD, you're dead.
Wait. Alright, hold on, wait. Kill the music, hold on. Can you...
Yeah, but
Greg,
I'm pretty sure the game's
over.
over. And
No, the game.
We're not gonna say anything yet.
Wait.
Everybody.
Because I don't know. I'm pretty sure.
How many people are alive? Just
three
Slack.
people died.
So obviously the Vigi shot. Here,
Yeah.
Let's just talk for a moment.
Okay,
so let's-
I'm VG. I shot LD.
You're Vigi. You shot
Shot LD.
What?
Because I thought the safest. Okay, so the thing was, if a Mafia member did not die either by lynching or in the night, we lose.
Yes,
So,
of course, of course.
I made the high percentage play of voting for Owen
So then,
and then
yeah.
killing David, so I go against the trains.
Okay.
I go for the polls. So
Okay.
I increase my chances.
Remember your.
I'm almost certain that LD was Mafia then, because if LD was not Mafia, we lose just now.
What? Wait.
Yes, because it would have been. Yes, so LD's Mafia. Nahaz.
Of the three of them,
Nahaz is Mafia.
I'm right. He is. I checked him last night. I'm cop. He is Mafia.
Okay, so
ride or die with Brian.
No.
I'm medic. I saved
100%.
Brian
I'm
last
coming
night.
out.
Okay.
What?
No reason to say that, but
You saved him?
I just wanted to get excited because you
What?
guys were all coming out. It was like a coming out party.
I don't even care.
All right, okay, so Nahaz is absolutely.
Scoot down the house
Nahaz
before you
down.
get voted off, motherfucker.
Broke back.
No. Shit, you Mafia bastard.
Scooch. No, let's talk about this a little bit. Let's talk about this for a second.
Why are you
Show calm.
Yo.
Calm.
What do you want?
Calm.
Okay, you're good.
I'm gonna lead this really fast. Okay.
Yeah.
Go for
So, obviously, LD was Mafia because he was not part of
you
the.
shot.
Because I shot him,
Okay.
and we're not dead. The game's not
Okay.
over. Okay. So we got to think about who rode real hard with LD. That's Nahaz and Gerg. Gerg died. He was. I think.
How was I
was
right
actually.
on LD?
You voted. So you voted with LD on everything. You voted against Owen. Owen was obviously Town. Almost
How many-
obviously Town.
you voted
Actually,
against-
not obviously Town because if Owen was Town,
That-
LD. If
You're not
actually,
thinking. You're not thinking.
Yeah,
about
because
it.
okay.
And first of all, what was your full sequence of checks?
1 second
So
before.
Travis said he was the cop and he checked you,
hold on
and
for
that
1 second,
you're.
hold on for 1
What
second.
did you say?
I want to
I said Travis said he's the cop and he
I
checked
know you said
and
you were the cop, you fucking liar. That fake claim, you bullshit.
So it's
That's
no,
not
he,
fake.
whoa, I know, no, I know.
fake claim.
Hold on,
What?
stop yelling, you fuck. Stop
I'm
yelling.
telling you.
I did just change what I said to see how you would react, to
Oh,
see how,
God.
and it was very real.
I'm not the
Now,
cop. You are. You said you were the cop, you fake claim.
You're not listening to me, dude. Chill out.
No, you did fake
said
claim.
it in
You
the
said,
session
you said
before.
I'm the cop. There's actually no reason if you're Town to ever fake claim cop like that.
Hold the fuck on. Okay.
There's
I
literally no reason
started
to ever do
started
that.
the round excited because we made a lot of progress right there. Can you guys shut the fuck up? I will kill you. Well, we'll see.
Apparently you
We'll see.
will, Mafia.
Okay,
What
so
the fuck?
no, here.
Why did you claim cop?
Yeah, there's actually no reason to claim cop.
I will murder.
No, don't give him.
Okay, no, seriously, let me talk for
When
a second.
someone claims cop, you.
Conversation at the same time.
Go ahead, please go.
No, Rob, please. Why did you
seriously,
claim cop?
Okay,
Why
the
did you
start
claim
of the
cop?
round, we made a lot of progress. We obviously still stayed alive. Even if there were 3 Mafia, we'd be done. So we got one at least.
Yes.
I am the cop. I checked Nahaz. I said that right when the round started. Hold on. And then got that information out there. Then, when we all reseated and things shuffled down a little bit, I went and said, Travis is a cop. And people went, whoa. That's not what you just said. To see who reacted how.
What does that
Travis
give you any
is-
information?
Yeah.
Hold on, let him finish.
You claimed cop, dude. I'm gonna call you out if you claim cop and then throw it onto me.
I
Because
did-
I'm Town.
That's
so
exactly
I don't
what
know what you're trying to do here.
Are you saying that rising a reaction from you is not any information
No,
to
it's not
anybody?
valuable though.
It is.
Like
It's
telling
like
someone that they
no.
claimed cop when they didn't claim cop doesn't give you any
Hold on.
valuable info.
Yes,
He's saying now Maud is a confirmed Town.
Yes, it is. I'm saying that I was real in confirming that I am cop and I checked the house
Can I
and he
talk
is.
because I'm being accused here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, you still have not. The first thing, guys, when someone claims cop is you make them repeat their full sequence of checks from the beginning of the game.
Okay.
You
I
haven't
can
said
do that.
anything about your other checks.
Yeah,
Okay,
Well,
who are your
yeah,
checks?
by now you've got
too
plenty
much
of time to
yelling.
think.
Who were your checks?
Okay. Ken, night 1, and he was killed, which is almost redundant information. Well, he was killed during the day, right?
Okay.
So I checked Ken and got no read on him because it was the first check. Second night, I did not Charlie, it was Purge. He was killed with them. But both Charlie and Purge were killed that day. And they were the same. And that one was, I was like, okay, we did definitely fuck up Hop-It. That was a whoops.
So what did you do?
And so this next night, Nahaz. Because I was going to check LD, and then I thought, you know what? I think he's a higher priority target. It's better to split polls exactly like what you said. So when you were explaining it, I was like, fuck yeah, we're on the same thought process.
Why check Purge?
Why not? He's alive. He's a good player. He's smart. He's Town. He was playing really
Because
well
he-
Town and talking a lot.
I feel pretty. I still.
This is not.
What's remotely weird about checking Purge?
So we absolutely. Okay,
Purge would have been my towniest read after the first
I
round.
want to
Well,
clarify
that's funny
something
'cause
really,
you're
really
Mafia.
fast. I want to clarify something really, really
Okay.
fast because I almost confused myself and thinking that we could have gotten Owen as Mafia, but we wouldn't have killed 3. So LD was 100% Mafia.
I think so.
So we have to.
Please, top of the mic.
Oh yeah.
The fact that the game is still alive means that LD was 100% Mafia.
I
agree.
But this is bullshit.
I believe Nahaz more now. I think the whole fake claim was bullshit, and it's either one of these two. It's either Rob or Nahaz, and then maybe Slacks on the end of it.
Hold on, let's slow down tempo a little bit here. There was a lot of chaos. Mod, are you saying you are the real cop, or you're saying he said?
No, they claimed it, and then he said he claimed it, and then he said Mod's the cop, and then I said I'm not the cop because I'm Vanilla Town.
So
and
you're just
he made the fake claim, and
I put words in his mouth.
So you're Vanilla Town. So
you claimed medic. Who did you save last time?
I saved you last time.
This
has been
okay. So this
you have made two.
You guys still have mics.
So if you highly believe, okay. So actually, I want to think about this really, really fast. This could be a stupid idea, but I'm just going to think out loud, really, really fast.
Please do.
Okay. So we're down to 6. If we mislynch today, we still lose because we'll be down to 5. Mafia will kill 1. It'll be 2-2. Mafia wins. Correct? Okay. So when we still have a higher chance of mislynching than finding a Mafia at the moment.
Are you going to argue for
medic saving cop getting another read at night?
Yep.
Are you arguing for not killing anyone?
Yes. Potentially. I don't know if I advocate it or not. I'm thinking out loud. I don't know if it's the right idea or not. I want to talk about what we think about it.
It is.
Are we?
Why do you think it's a bad idea? Nice.
Because Mafia get a free kill on Ziori?
Yeah, this is my guy.
The game ends at that.
I don't like. I think
you have to commit.
I think that's a bad play.
Before we do the strategies, I am so fucking lost, and I'm not gonna try to catch up. That's okay. No, I'm not gonna try to catch up. I'm gonna focus on reads because you guys are so caught up in game theory. You haven't said anything about people's body movements.
Yeah, wait.
Rob whatever. Rob, ever since he came out, he's been twitching around. He's been freaking out, and that's not. If you were a cop, you'd be like, got it. Like, I mean, remember when fucking whoever came out?
You're just trying to draw attention away from him because you're also Mafia.
Draw attention away from Rob?
Yes.
He's putting attention on him.
I'm
sorry,
trying
I'm
to
not
fucking
listening.
accuse him, you
All right.
stupid asshole.
Okay.
Ever since he came out, it was a ballsy play. He went and accused Mott, and then that accusing didn't work. And look at him since. He's freaking out. He's freaking out.
There's no way I next leveling with Rob. There's absolutely no way if that's what you're implying.
Okay, just look at our body. Shut up. Can I finish? Can I finish?
Finish.
Look at all of our body
No.
language.
No. Why are you confirmed that?
Well, let him finish. Let him finish.
Stop. Shut up.
Come on, stats guys.
Okay, look at all of us right now. We're all upset and confused, and Rob cannot stop moving ever since he accused Mott. He's freaking out.
He also hasn't done anything except sit there for the first 3
I
days.
know Rob, and I know Rob's emotions. He would have not been that happy when I killed LD and talked about how I killed LD because he was like, yes, you did a good job. Like I would not have Rob jumped up and was like, yeah, we did it.
This is incredible.
And I do not think that's how Rob responded.
And it's also the second. It's also look. I am willing to give the benefit of the doubt to a single mistake where at the beginning of the game he doesn't withdraw the formal. I am not willing to allow the fact that there are 2 just inexplicably bad plays in one game.
All right, that's fair. I agree with that.
This is the beginning of the game, failure to withdraw the formal, and
I
now...
played so bad this game. I agree with that 100%, and I understand why you want to go after me. But there's something either sketchy about Rob making sure that he says I'm the cop when I'm not, and he claiming it first, or I don't know. I played really bad this game. I understand that. But I'm definitely 100% Town. All right, I'm not the best Mafia player. I've screwed up a lot of games. I've only played this game like a handful of times. I misheard LD, and I definitely just misheard Slacks. Okay. So I mean, you could do what you want, but I think we'll lose the game.
I also think I'm riding pretty hard with Rob right now, honestly, because I think that he said some really stupid shit about that, but I think Rob actually like has this idea of how he plays Mafia in his mind, of him just wanting to be entertaining and being this wild card guy. So him saying shit to Mott like you're the cop just to see what he says, it's not a good play by any means.
Rob is IRL vanilla ice cream, so when he plays Mafia, he wants to let loose.
Exactly. I don't think it was a good play. I just don't think it actually makes him not the cop. I think he just was being stupid.
So for a moment, can I explain?
You're not listening.
I would rather trust his emotion response to LD dying.
Nahaz is still freaking me out, man. You're like,
this is how you defend yourself when you get claimed out as Mafia and you're like out. When you get like completely ratted and you're back against the wall, this is how you defend
yourself. This is a rat fighting against death.
Yeah, you're at a bulldog
You are
right now,
in the
man.
corner and you are being.
I still feel like
So I think it's between Rob and Nahaz. That's what I think, and maybe Slacks on the end too. Right.
I actually
there's
am
2
on the same
Mafia left,
thought
right? There's 2
Wait,
Mafia.
go back to the very beginning.
Yes.
The very beginning of this game, Slacks goes,
You are
Nahaz,
really going to do this.
I think you look funny, and he's been bringing
You're
it
really
up.
gonna do this.
I think it's fucking Nahaz.
He's doing the Charlie Hotbid thing. He's trying to. He learned a little
He
bit.
actually even said he stared at Nahaz for like a minute. He
I
wouldn't
know.
even have to do that.
I
Why
know.
would he bother?
I-
That was
These two were doing good cop, bad cop
still
on
think
us.
it's fucking Nahaz. I think it's Nahaz and Rob. Rob's
just to
reaction
clear-
is psychotic, and I thought it's Nahaz the
That's
whole
me.
time. I stick with my gut. It's fucking.
I want you to formal Nahaz then, and see if somebody seconds. If you believe
yes.
that, let's do it.
Nahaz, get your fucking ass out of here.
100%, 100% second.
Right. I can't vote. Okay.
Okay.
I don't.
You'll get a defense. Don't
Well,
worry.
you know what? Actually, I don't want to second that because we know he's
rescind it.
Mafia, and there's two.
Wait, guys,
we don't know anything.
Guys,
Yeah,
we know there's two. We absolutely know there's two.
We know-
Mafia.
okay, sorry,
Guys,
I know
Wait,
there's
wait. We absolutely know that there's two Mafia left because three people died. Three people died last night. In order for three people to die, Mafia would have had to be at 2 kill power.
Yeah, and a Vigi.
Exactly.
So they lost.
So
two on
I
this
killed LD, which was the only Mafia to die yet. What we also need to think about is how did LD play? Because he's our only confirmed Mafia.
He
so
played
far.
really
What are the
reserved.
Who played with LD? Like all three roles still being alive is also really awkward.
This to
This is not this is the thing that if I'm sitting here and I'm gonna fake claim, this is the time to do it, right? The chances are that one of the roles.
Who have you saved?
So I saved you last round. First round, I saved Purge. And second round, I couldn't decide. I think I saved LD actually, but I couldn't decide. That second night. The second night, actually, it was like a dice roll. He was going on Owen, so I went with it.
Of the claims.
Whoa, second night you saved LD?
I saved LD second night.
Okay.
First night it was Purge.
I swear to God, look at the.
Whoa.
Take a step back and look at the 3 claims. Okay. Your claim is unimpeachable.
Yeah, Purge died second.
Purge dies. I saved Purge on the first night. Cat Blitz died on the first night. Second night, I couldn't save Purge anymore. He was the only one that I wanted to save.
Do you notice?
Yeah.
Do you notice what he's doing? Do you notice that not only is he giving the sequence of claims, but he's giving the logic behind each claim? Yeah. Okay, first of all, his initial response was much more credible. His initial response, I saved Brian, was much more credible. And do you notice that not only is he giving you the sequence of claims, but he's giving you a coherent, logical chain behind each claim. Now, I am not going to get super emotional anymore. Obviously, that's not working. I am going to try to appeal to logic and say, Ziori just did what Rob could not.
Rob did give his claim of saves though. Or his
He-
claim of checks.
Did you watch him when he did?
Look at the body.
It
language,
was-
dude.
it was searching.
Ziori is fucking calm as a cucumber. Rob is freaking.
It
the
was
fuck
searching.
out.
This is what Rob does when he's happy, when he's excited, like in a positive way. That's how Rob acts.
Well, I mean, you could be excited about winning a Mafia game.
Right.
Well, no, because the last night was like a bad development for the Mafia.
You're putting
I think
way
Brian's
too much.
pretty confirmed town.
He's
Someone else claimed Vigi.
no.
7-minute warning.
His claim is absolutely impeachable.
Well, wait.
Unimpeachable.
I have a question about rules. I'll ask later.
I have the matter right now. I'm
let's-
also the one you have to convince.
I'm sorry if this is another mistake or bad, because I don't actually know.
Don't apologize.
Hit it up.
Okay,
Hit it
so
up.
I'm wondering if the Vigi shot last night and Mafia killed Vigi. Is that possible? Then
No.
Brian.
No, it is possible.
Yeah,
The
it's
bullets
possible.
fly.
So
It is possible.
It is possible under the rules of the game. It is not possible that is what actually happened.
Okay, so
So it's possible that
That's
I
perfect.
came out, said I killed LD, and LD was actually one of the kills at night, and someone else was.
Okay.
But that's not what happened. I've been Vigi the whole time.
okay, okay.
Because I was playing.
All right, I just wanted to make sure. I want to make
I think
sure.
the fact that I was so immediate and I told you the reasons why, and they made sense, and
No,
it made
it's-
sense that LD died and we stayed alive.
All right.
Brian is town.
Well, then we have 3 confirmed town, at least with me, Andrew, and Brian, for sure. I know
What do you
that.
mean? How are you confirmed town?
Okay.
Okay,
wait a
well,
minute.
I'm confirmed in the sense that I know that I'm confirmed, but none of you, obviously none of you believe me.
Okay.
I mean, I think none of maybe Andrew believes me. I have no idea, but
My priority right now is. Wait, no, that doesn't even make sense because if you lynch me, you guys lose.
We have 5 minutes, guys.
Who were your previous Mafia? Like, why did you vote the way you voted? Voted
because you've been voting with LD a lot. Like you voted to kill Owen, who
Yes,
was town.
because
Owen was town.
Because
You killed Ken, who was town.
You're not.
You were
okay.
anti-Gerg, and Gerg was town.
Stop for one moment, okay? Let's go one by one.
Okay.
All right, because the first thing that you brought up was Owen.
Yes.
Right? I tried right before we voted. I tried to get you, and you and Greg were my solid town read this whole game.
Okay.
I tried to get you and Greg to respond to "Do you want to gamble?" I felt that the 3 of us to win the game needed to vote as a block. And I thought, are we willing to gamble on that 2/3 chance that we were going to have another formal? I thought because I couldn't get the two of you as a consensus that I had to make that play. I really did not want to vote there, but I felt without a consensus from you and from Greg, we have to make that play.
My play was always to try to kill Owen and LD. That was always my play. That's why I didn't want to.
Right. And I knew, I was fairly certain that you were, think about it from my perspective. I was fairly certain that you were going to vote. I didn't know how Greg was going to vote, but I thought that to win, the three of us needed to vote as a group. I don't think, the worst thing that can happen there, I think, is that we just let him live.
Okay. Well, okay.
With
Sounds
three
good.
Mafia in the game.
Sounds good. What I want to know.
Now, let me ask you. Yeah. If Owen,
Wait, why is everyone ignoring Mod?
That's what I wanted to ask my question. I want to know exactly how did Rob look at you and say you were the cop? Like, how did he say it?
He said it like under his breath, and it sounded like he was unsure about it. He's like Mott's cop or something like that.
That's bullshit.
So he's like Mott claimed. No, listen. He said Mott claimed cop, and he said something, and then I don't remember what he said after that. And I know that I need to remember things in these situations. You have to understand that I made a ton of mistakes. And either way, if Mafia wins, then I pretty much gave them the game, okay? And I feel pretty terrible about that. I'm very suspicious of Rob still.
None of that matters until we actually win or lose.
Okay.
What did you say to Mott?
I swear to God, he said, okay, he came out and he said, I was the cop, and then he claimed whoever he was, he claimed. And then he said, Mott claimed cop. Did no one else hear that? Did you hear that?
You admitted to saying it.
No, I admitted to saying it. I can reiterate specifically if you want accurate. I started the round by saying that I was cop and saying my reads, and not my reads, my actual real life that he's doesn't like at all. So then after we switched chairs, everything settled again, and then I wanted to see who was Mafia, and the way to do that is to react. Who's gonna get really fucking pissed if they're called cop because they're gonna get really confused? Travis was like immediately like, what the fuck? It really made sense that like.
What?
If I can upset
Isn't anyone going to get really... You gain no information.
Like, that's just not a great... Like, why wouldn't I not get upset if I'm getting claimed as cop and I'm not cop?
Here's what did happen. You chilled. Travis went up and up and up and went crazy. Slacks was just kind of confused.
I'm still confused, very much so.
Which...
What the fuck?
Okay, here's the thing.
It's such a weird move. Why would you call cop and then be like, just kidding, you're a cop? That's like something I would do. That's fucking retarded.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
You're rubbing off on me, buddy.
So what's the play here? What's the play here? Do we lynch Ben?
Reactions.
Do you lynch me? Do you lynch Rob?
What are your feels on Rob, Andrew? I want to know how you feel about Rob, because that's still sketchy as fuck.
Yes.
Yeah. I think what you said about Rob is spot on, personality-wise, and how he likes to play this game. I think Mott is just playing an awful town.
You're right.
I'm getting a read that he is just playing like ass, but I don't think he's Mafia.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. That's the current read I'm getting.
When has Mott ever played like shit like this?
All the time.
I
actually
found it very suspicious that Mott was getting so emotional initially because he's generally not an emotional guy.
That's not what people said yesterday, though.
He is Mott gets emotional when we get to small games.
Yeah.
When Mott doesn't feel overpowered by how many people are in the room, he's willing to talk.
He has backed up that emotion so credibly now.
Yeah. At first, I thought Rob's little ploy was good and Mott's defense was weak, and as we pressed it more, Mott's gotten more emotional and Rob's gotten more, I don't know what to do.
You gain absolutely no.
I'd like to hear what you have. What are your reads right now? Who do you think is the most Mafia right now?
Boom!
What the fuck?
Easy.
I'm gonna take you
Easy.
down.
These two are almost unimpeachable. K-pop's claim is unimpeachable. Your claim, I think, is very, very authentic. Mott has just sold me on. I think this is...
Okay, so why pick me? Because I've been after you this entire game?
Because process of elimination. Actually, you've played a very good game and you've had me fooled.
What the fuck are you doing? I've had your fucking number since the beginning.
Process. It's Slacks in the house. I'm just saying, you guys kill me if you want.
It's something with
why
these three.
Why though?
So why don't we go on Slacks then? If we're not sold on
Rob, if you're town, you saying that thing about Mott just like fucked us up so hard.
Why did you do that?
I did pick someone arbitrarily.
Why would anyone say that?
I picked someone I had to pick someone. No, I had to pick someone to say that.
If you're town, you are digging your grave so fucking hard right now.
That's
right. For a guaranteed formal.
All right.
We have to do it now.
Hey, shut up. Let's figure out what we're doing.
A formal Rob.
What do we vote though?
Is there a second?
Yeah, I second.
Okay.
We have to.
We'll have a guaranteed one after because we made it within a minute. Correct.
Yeah.
So we have two formals counting this one right now.
Correct.
Rob, defend yourself.
Okay.
Okay. I am the cop. I checked. I told you my checks already. We've been over that.
Okay.
I checked hotbid night 1, or the very first night, they didn't give me a read. He was killed off. Next one, check purge. He was killed off. I was like, fuck, I'm actually not being very helpful here. I have to like figure out how to actually use my power here because it's so far has been removed from being useful. So next night, I thought, if I just pick someone again that's going to get killed, it's going to be more useless information. So I want to pick someone that's not on the target list. I picked Nahaz. It happened to be that he was different than the rest. Both Purge and Hotbid were town, confirmed. So he is 100% Mafia. The thing that changed all that was that I was going to check LD. I didn't. And I'm glad I didn't because he died that night. And then it would have given us no information. Now that I have this information, what I'm down to is it's one of these two. And because of that, I arbitrarily picked one, threw some words in their mouth to see how they would react. And the reaction from Travis was really organic, in my opinion. And Slacks was just kind of like, I don't know how to process this. I already know Nahaz is Mafia, so I wanted to get the last Mafia in so we could throw him in jail, kill this guy, and take care of him tomorrow.
I kind of like it.
That was my strategy. If that is the case, then why don't we just kill Slacks right now? If everybody thinks that Slacks is Mafia.
Okay. For one, I'm town, and that's a fucking stupid idea. And for two, if you accuse Travis of Mafia, why would I have a reaction?
So the guy that says he's non-intelligent is telling me I have a stupid idea?
No, I'm saying, if you accuse somebody of being cop, if you're like, Travis, you're cop, am I going to go, oh shit, Travis is cop?
It wasn't an accusation. It was
listen, I'm town. You can't get rid of a town randomly like this.
I'm being
formal. Guys. Yeah, that's true.
Let's get on track here.
What were you
No, I mean, like, he was going to take
what you were
it.
going to say.
Okay, whatever. If killing me would help, I'm fucking town.
Okay, but
I'm not good at the math.
Do you see what he does at the
I'm town.
Do you see what he does? May I have the other microphone?
Not really.
Unless you have something to say about it.
We all know that
I
you're
do have
Mafia.
something to say about it.
That's my defense.
I do have something to say about it.
Conversation at the same time.
Formal's still on Rob.
Yeah, the formal's still on Rob. May I have the microphone and make a comment about Rob, please?
Do you see what he did at the very end there? Like the Mafia play, not only... If you have the entire sequence of events is just not credible. If you have a 100% Mafia read on me, you try to kill me.
No.
Because, yeah, you do. You absolutely do.
Not.
The whole at the very end, trying to then cast suspicion over here.
I agree. That's a great point. I want Rob to answer that right now.
We know Okay, if we kill you, there's one Mafia left, and we don't know who it is at all. But if we trim it down, we know exactly who's like. Okay, now it doesn't. I know. It seems weird.
Unless you're the Mafia.
Look at the
today, we lose.
We lose. You lose.
If you're the Mafia and you get someone else to die.
If we mislynch today, we lose.
If you're the Mafia and you know
the fake, the throw on the Mott, and this bullshit right here, the don't kill Nahaz, that's bad logic. You just got caught in really fucking stupid logic. When you got really excited about LD, I think you might have thought you won maybe as Mafia somehow, and you got really excited.
Wait, let's find out if we won.
And then
He did.
exactly.
I thought we fucking lost.
No, you thought.
Then why would you have been excited?
Because the round kept going.
No. The entire reason I thought you were town Rob is because you got excited because I killed LD and I thought you were excited we killed LD and you were coming out as comp and you just said we thought we lost and you just got excited, dude.
We're fucking done.
Belly on Rob. We're gonna vote on Rob.
We're gonna formal before the
here.
formal. My last defense: Slacks and Haas just fucking pocketed you guys.
Okay.
Slacks pocketed you guys.
Rob, if you're not Mafia,
I can't believe it.
You've really messed yourself up.
No, you.
Okay, we're gonna vote. Heads down. If you want to vote Rob off, raise your hand. Raise your heads. Keep your hands raised. You voted.
You guys won.
The game is not over. Sit down. Because there's a medic said, you fucks, go to sleep. Stop fucking celebrating.
That wasn't nighttime.
Oh, I'm sorry. Game's not over. Sit down. They jumped up.
No. Y'all jumped up. Y'all did yourselves.
The mod didn't say shit.
You guys just spoiled it.
You just threw.
Uh-oh. Heads up. Uh-oh. It's a 50-50 now.
Yep. All right, fine.
Go to sleep. It's a 50-50 now.
That was so hard.
Let's go. No, the medic can't save himself. The medic cannot save himself. Medic can't save himself. It's a 100.
Oh, yeah. We're done. He's messing with them.
Fuck you, Ken. Let's do it. We need to do it. No. The medic can't save it.
You gotta do it.
All right, fine. We're still gonna do it.
Okay, go to bed, Mafia. You sleep, raise your head.
heads. Who do you want to kill first target? Who's your second target?
Flex,
Lower your heads, cop. Who do you want to check? Lower your head, medic. Who do you want to save?
The game's over.
It definitely wasn't.
The game was over.
It is not. Okay, it is statistically not over. I'll do an explanation here.
Connie, please.
So to explain how the game could have possibly not ended, if you chose, if you. So just to explain this game to everybody. So because Mafia stood up, okay. Everybody's really yelling really loud. Sorry about this. But what happened in this situation is that if the Mafia ended up attacking somebody who wasn't Zayori, then they would have actually been a chance for a save, and in the end, they would have actually been able to have a save there, and actually the game would have continued. But because they all stood up and then Ken interrupted there, it kind of unfortunately went out like that. I'll talk about it on the couch, but that was a good game.
Hello, everybody. We had a very exciting final game there, especially the final rounds. Wow. Yeah, a lot of people definitely mad. Definitely some emotions were rising. I just wanted to speak about this game. I actually, since I was behind the camera doing the mobile cam, I saw a lot of things that kind of happened there. So my favorite first thing was the bandwagon on Hotvid. Guys, you want to talk about that a little bit?
I still don't think it was like the worst thing ever, just because that's really, in my experiences with Ken, that's how the kind of deflated defense is kind of how he defends himself when he's Mafia. Just because he gets really, I don't know, it was a weird start from Ken. I think it was still our mistake on going that hard on Ken that early, but I had a bad Mafia read on him, but I had a Mafia read on him.
He's played very poorly by his standards, and playing very poorly by his standards is
Still
playing
good.
very well by most other people's, but he's played poorly.
I don't think it was the worst
by his
kill.
standards.
I don't think it was the worst kill.
Yeah,
it definitely didn't lose.
I just thought it was very interesting because obviously from the Mafia aspect,
Oh,
you were definitely you were pushing that. Like as soon as Charlie went in there, you guys were definitely pushing it.
I don't think we pushed that hard.
You pushed very hard.
You pushed pretty damn hard.
Like everybody was so hard on Ken. It was really interesting seeing it just from the outside there.
Yeah.
Sort of how that was all going down. Rob, you played very quiet, sort of all throughout the game. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Weird. Well, you played weird.
Okay.
I mean, he was a power
Here's
roll.
what's unfortunate is that both my initial powers were immediately killed off.
Yeah.
Like right when I got
Agreed.
them. So I was like, that information's harder to use than it would be if they were still alive, I think.
Right.
So I got into like day 2 or 3 and I was like, I have almost no information as a cop. Like this is kind of shitty. So I had to make these crazy like lofty plays where it's not about like percentage. It's about if you know something, you have to save that for when you really need it.
Yeah.
It's like saving a consumable.
Yeah,
like
no,
you
I had
use it when
I
you
had a
really
Mega
need
Mafia
it.
read on LD like day 2, but I didn't
That
want
was
to go
just-
crazy on it. I like held it in my pocket, and I was like, okay, if this gets down, I'm shooting LD.
So first of all, I actually think my initial reaction, by the way, was that the Vigi shot kept you guys in the game. I actually think that was a bad play. If you had a Mafia read, what I'm hearing from you is that you had a Mafia read pretty early. I think in a game like this where the first Mafia kill reduces kill power to 1, I think you have to take that shot. I really do.
No, I didn't have a strong enough one.
There's two
that
opinions
I felt.
of thought on this sort of thing.
But let me follow. Actually, before we go off on that, let me follow Rob's comment, because to me, all right, I think
one of the hardest things that I've had, biggest problems that I've had, and one of the things I think you have to do to win as town is you have to trust your teammates.
Mhm.
You have to, like that, the sort of trying to lure Mott out play at the end was the thing that lost the game for you. And it just isn't, you have to, if you are able to identify and kill a Mafia, you have to do that. And if you're in a situation where you can get killed, you have to trust that if you put all of your information out there, that your teammates can win the game.
Right. Yeah, but there's two aspects to that, because I think his teammates also have to trust him.
Yeah.
The way he came out, at least from my perspective, was so emotionally pure. Like there is
I
absolutely
know.
no
It was
way.
too much.
I know.
But on top,
overboard
but
with it.
also on top
But no,
of that,
that was-
is that that him getting those reactions also should help prove once he reinstates that sort of statement.
I agree.
So
No, he
specifically
was so
Mott-
town.
Like
Rob
it's
did.
different
Like,
people
what
playing
happened?
different ways. Because I know
You
Al, you're
telling
definitely giving
Mott
me
he
the
was
look
cop.
I don't necessarily believe this.
Like-
I think it's different thoughts on how to play the game.
I was like, we
There's
want-
some people who play it strictly to go, this is exactly what is fact, and you go forward with that.
Yeah.
If that was the play, though, you would have been dead.
So let me give a breakdown of like as the person who was kind of like the confirmed town person the last like segment.
The mayor.
Yes.
So the situation that I went is when Rob got really excited and was like, I'm cop Nahaz. I was like, okay, we won. We're just gonna lynch Nahaz. Let's do that right now. And I almost formal Nahaz right there.
And then I fucked up
And
and said,
then
wait,
you said
no.
that thing about Mott, and I was like, wait, why would you ever say that?
Even it's
Actually, I think you also might have won if he hadn't done the thing at the very end.
Yeah.
And
because,
don't
where I was
exactly.
like, no, don't
because
kill Nahaz.
the thing is, like, the entire
Guys,
reason, like,
the reason town has been so bad this weekend.
We're
make
2-3. We're not
make
that
bad. We were
the
pretty
simple
close.
play. Make
Agreed.
Make the
Agreed.
high
Okay.
percentage play.
I'll be honest though.
Sorry, go ahead.
Me calling out Travis and saying that he was the cop, like putting words in his mouth and confusing him, gave him like a really emotional, real response. In which I took that as going, he's a town and he doesn't want to be cop. He's confused. He's thinking that I'm like
it's
fake
just too
claiming,
lofty
so that
of a
means-
play.
And
The
Slack
game
isn't getting
but the
up
problem
to
is
you.
if you knew Nahaz was Mafia, like there was no need to be that complicated.
Yeah.
There was no
guess
need.
It was getting down to the wire
Like,
where
we
don't
knew
have
like we
any
could we had a
leader.
well see we also knew that Medic could save you that night. We also knew that Medic could save, and we knew we had another read that night.
Okay, so the one thing that I thought was a little straight is nobody was remotely as surprised as they should have been that all three power rolls are alive that late in the game.
I mentioned that.
I didn't believe it either.
I mentioned that.
See, that's why. Okay, so I had my pros and cons of is Rob town or not. Would go as follows: is it was like one, his emotional reaction was very pure, very Rob-esque. Of we did great, we're still alive, we did awesome, and I was like, okay, that's super towny. Two was him saying the thing to Mott that was mega mafia-y in my mind. Okay, and that hurt really bad. And then the fact that all three power rolls were still supposed to be alive seemed really sketchy to me.
And
so that seemed mafia to me towards Rob.
Right.
But
That
I
was
still,
gonna be
the
my
emotional
big
response
defense.
to me, my emotional response still overweight is the simpler read, and I thought that was the most important read. So I stuck with it until he said, "I thought we lost," and I was like,
No.
But you were excited, so if you got excited that we thought
You know
we
what
lost,
happened?
then
I'll speak to this perspective as well, though.
that's what threw me off.
One thing you should also be looking at is not just the single day reaction, but how somebody's been playing the entire
Mhm.
game. And
It's
if
a
you looked at
sequential
Rob,
game.
I felt Rob was so different. He was either going to be Mafia or Power Roll. This is third-party
Yeah.
perspective, so it's
Yeah.
obviously
Fair
very
enough.
different when you're in
Fair
game.
enough.
You're thinking about 100 different
What was with
things.
the not rescinding the claim thing either? That was
With Owen?
awkward. Yeah.
I mean,
Because I thought the case was made that we just wanted to talk about other people and then come back to Owen.
That's
I didn't
actually something
understand why
I
you
wanted
didn't
to
want
talk
rescind.
about, but like I never got back to it because it was a waste of time. But like we all, me and Owen jumped on Hotbid, and then everybody was like, "Whoa, you're like going so hard on him," and then 2 minutes later, everybody's like, "Oh, let's go on Hotbid again." But they thought it was so weird that I wouldn't rescind. It's like, all right. We kind of decided that even if he's Mafia, great, kill him. If he's not, if he's town, he's a chaotic town, so let's kill him. It's actually not the worst kill. And then everybody was like, Rob, what? Why are you not rescinding? Let's just kill him.
But think
and
about-
if we
think about what
don't, we
Conrad
vote,
said,
we
though.
get some info.
And I do see Rob's perspective in this. You know, like that getting information. I do think voting to get information can be powerful.
can't do anything
But we were going to
I-
vote to get
I don't
information
think that there's
anyway.
I don't think there's any information in that vote when there's such a strong consensus. early.
Well, that's the thing is what.
There
Maybe there
was.
wasn't as strong a consensus as everybody thought.
Maybe,
and
but
that's the thing is like some people like will not be vocal, but will vote, and like for
Like,
me that's a huge red flag.
To me,
but
any-
it is bad because
every
I think
piece of information you put out there is good for town.
the
Like,
biggest thing is actually I think that plays best when you believe they are town.
Yeah.
But you believe there's enough, there's enough that for him to or him or her to survive.
Yeah, I agree.
So
it's Super Mafia to be vocal and then vote against how you were talking.
Big high risk, high reward. It's just like any other game.
I mean, to put it as concise as I can, I like cashed in a little too much trust with you guys for information that really was only for me and not for everybody that I couldn't share.
There's also a reason I formaled you first.
There's
a reason I formaled you first because I wanted to talk and discuss and then go away and then form on a high.
Now, it's not just that, but also if you can convince them to believe you in the end, you've won the game.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. It's another.
And I just slowly lost. I started with Here with Brian, and it just went.
Just went down.
And I'll speak to some of the other plays.
I still disagree with the play, but I find your
it was different.
I think one of my other favorite moments in this game was day 2. David actually used the logic. He says Hotbid was Mafia. And that is actually factually impossible.
Yeah,
I never heard that.
Actually impossible. If I was in that game, David is dead on the.
I didn't hear that
and he said that, and I was like, I pray to God nobody heard that.
Yeah, because he said he was exactly Mafia, and of course 2 people died in the night. Completely impossible.
Exactly.
And so
no.
I was really surprised that nothing.
There's the Vigi shot.
Well, yeah, but I would have known I was Vigi, so I would have.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And then if nobody claims, then it's really funky.
Let's go on.
Yeah,
just saying it's not impossible.
And then I want to say actually, Nahaz, you made some really great plays, specifically where you let Greg make the decision at the end of the day where you're like, Greg, just pick, man. Just pick. And, and if it ever came back to you, you'd be like, it wasn't me, bro. I didn't want to go on OD Pixel. I
knew I was going to kill Greg, and I thought there was a good chance that I could sell him on the ride or die story with the 3 of us as a block. But as it turned out, the cop having checked me was just like, okay, what do I do? It just came down to his credibility versus mine, and in that situation, right? It's incredibly unlucky for Mafia that all 3 power rolls survived to the end.
It was.
If you think about it, it's literally all 3 power rolls, Vanilla Town, and 2 Mafia. Yeah. I'm like, fuck me.
Yeah, and fantastic shot from K-pop there actually.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's 2 schools of thought on that where you. Don't move forward with the shot, and you just say, "Hopefully, I'm going to live another day."
Yeah.
And
you have to.
But I think
you have to shoot within like the first 3 nights.
I think so. But beautiful shot, of course. Excellent. Save.
I mean, let's say we.
How
lynched
strong
Nahaz.
Was your Mafia read on LD though? That's what
it wasn't. I had so it increased by day.
Okay.
So my day 2 Mafia read, like when you said I should have went stronger on LD, it wasn't that strong.
I actually.
It wasn't that strong until day 3 when he railroaded so hard on O, and I was like, okay. Mafia.
This is one thing I can't really evaluate due to cognitive bias, but I am a big fan in this game of you have to take risks early on in order to get that Mafia kill power from 2 down to 1.
I agree. But I felt like Ken was Mafia, and then after he wasn't, I started doubting my YOLO reads. I didn't feel strong enough to just shoot that too.
You were so
you gotta
confident.
not do that. People gotta not do that. Like Mott's still doing it at the end of the goddamn game. Like, you can't.
All he was saying is just doubt.
Well,
I know about doubt, but what about doubt?
This is
because it was actually cut and dry.
Back me up, Conrad.
We have standardized
tests
for
Greg.
Greg.
I think there's 2 aspects of that because like when Rob came out,
the answer was
he
C.
was so emotionally when you get to the late game, I find a lot of people end up being very emotionally invested in the game.
Yeah.
And when somebody's messing around with you that late in the game, if you just like one thing like that can just set you off. And Mott went off.
Well, that's the worst part. Is
the thing was like if your town,
whoa.
The thing is, if your town, like we had the right answer. Like as soon as the day started,
Yes.
like we had the right answer.
Oh, I had it.
And so there was no reason for us to be so doubtful.
Yeah.
Like if your town, you need to be more like solid and like, okay, well we have an answer.
Again.
And so the fact that everyone got so doubtful about it and started asking weird questions made everyone doubt more and more.
I mean,
it's like in a standardized test. Your first answer, the first thing you think is the answer to the question on a standardized test is almost always.
Yeah.
Now, if you change your answer, you're almost always wrong.
But I would like to also
huge
move
statistics on
that.
this.
Actually, somebody who I was really impressed with this game was actually Slacks. I think he really.
Slacks played really well.
This game.
Charlie's comment at the very beginning was so 100% on point. Like Slacks' game has really.
Slacks, I think I don't know. I think
although Charlie kind of town cleared him for me when he said that.
But just to speak to his thing, he was very good at being like,
he was
right. So confused, like what's going on, guys? I'm very confused.
That's why I suspected
and it was very well done to a point where like he was perceived
enough as Town in the end to push everything.
Slacks is still
had enough
Town.
practice being confused.
His Mafia is good.
Confused.
Slacks has good Mafia play. His Town still needs
His
Mafia play is really good for
You
me.
got to know your table face.
Exactly, and on top of that, his interactions with David throughout the day, just calling each other Mafia and like just kind of like throwing that out there.
You guys threw really good shade on each other.
It was good.
The deflection was good.
And like from both sides, they played it off really well to kind of like create that that rift between the two, where they're obviously on the same team.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really exciting game. Unfortunately, the ending was a little lackluster.
I just wonder what would happen if I said Slack said the things.
Exactly.
Or if you'd have just said nothing.
Or if I just didn't say silly.
Again,
that's just my style, guys. That's
like
how
the
it goes.
goal of the Mafia in these games is 100% to sow chaos.
Yeah.
You just make the simple play, make the safe play, and you're generally going to win as Town. Like
you don't
odds
panic.
Are
Don't panic.
The structure of the game is supposed to be that the odds are on Town's side.
That's the thing. If we're talking strictly statistics, now that's the beauty of the human brain and Mafia and all these social games in general.
Fuck stats.
Is that just look at the end of this game. You literally had it figured out, and one extra question could just change.
All it took was me going, no, wait, let's not kill him to Haas. And then Brian's like, wait a second.
And then you perceive it differently, and that's the beauty of Mafia, is that everybody perceives the game just a little bit differently from a different perspective of their own.
So Rob, if that comes to that situation again, just there was no value in trying to like talk and find out another Mafia day.
The part that screwed me is that there was a formal, and I was like, oh, 100%. And then I went, wait, I don't want to kill him yet. I wanted to talk and then do it later. And then I was like,
we don't. If we were actually so certain, it doesn't matter.
Back.
If we're absolutely so certain, we gained more information by just letting the next night happen and seeing who dies.
Again, if that's the overarching thing that I've learned this weekend about Mafia,
because we can still talk more.
Don't worry. No. Don't screw all this stuff about be more vocal, be less vocal. Screw all this stuff about next level plays. Just be yourself, trust your reads, and make the high percentage play.
Yep, it's very, what's the term? Occam's razor.
Yeah. Occam's razor applies most of the time. Honestly,
it can be good, but it can backfire. But usually the games that it backfires, you're like, that person deserved to win.
No, I go for the blind blink RPs and stuff like
I mean,
that.
sometimes
that's
it's kind of
that's just me.
That's your problem.
But no.
I even said that.
Let's also speak to this. Let's also
3,200 or something.
Your Magnus last night was.
Yeah, it was. I don't play very much.
Also, I want to speak to that though. That's also why this game is interesting, like a game of Dota.
It was.
Everybody is gonna play that same hero
wild card.
10 different ways, and so
you were like that. You're like that third role, the guy that plays without a faction.
Blink RP plays.
What's the role that plays without a faction?
The other ones.
I like it. It's great. It's fun. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but like when you do win, it's
and that's the thing. At least we're all having fun. But I think we're actually gonna take a quick break here. Lunch has been served. We're gonna head on over back to start game 2 up just in a few minutes. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. Be sure to follow @TheTownGG for all the latest news in this, and be sure to catch the stream. I think we're going to be switching to BTS 1 quite soon. So thank you very much, and we'll see you later.